run, but it would take a play at the plate for the final out for the Orioles to come away with a series win.
And we kept plugging, so we can turn things around.
And now it's Cleveland. They'll try and do it against Masterson. Jeremy Guthrie, former Indian, on the mound. Game 1 of the weekend series. It's the Orioles on Masson, and welcome everybody to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Cleveland Indians in town, as the Orioles will take on the Indians for the first time this year. A 3-game set this weekend, starting with fireworks night here tonight. Hi everybody, I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. These two ball clubs have started out much the same way. The Indians were not hitting for the first month. Over the last 10 days, their offense has started to pick it up. The same holds true, of course, for the Orioles. The Orioles are finding it hard to get runs, but they went ahead and did that. The Orioles have had one particular stat I don't think it's going to be equaled again in a while. The 6 outfield assists that they have picked up this season have all come at the plate. You're not going to see that happen very often. Well, we're going to show you 6 of them right now. First of all, Markakis, 2 Wieters, Navarro out. Tampa Bay, Bartlett, he's out. PA to Wieters. Seattle, Griffey Jr. ends up trying to score. He ends up being out at the plate. Against New York, Johnson out at the plate. And yesterday against Seattle, that one ended the game. On the play by Patterson, Wieters put the tag on. 6 outfield assists total this season, and all of them have been at the plate.
Yeah, you know, the most recent one was very dramatic. Yesterday, you get the grand slam that you talked about by Luke Scott, but the biggest play is, of course, we know Ichiro is one of the best hitters. He's probably going to put the ball in play. And right before that play, I looked at Torrey Patterson, and he looked over at Adam Jones, and he said, you know, in a little bit. And Adam said, come on in, and you know what? That's the reason that he was able to make the play. He charged the ball well, and all these assists really are things that, you know, for a team that last year won 64 games that they try to do in spring training. Do you hit the cutoff man? Do you charge the ball? Do you take, you know, that 1.5 steps? So, you know, the little things in baseball, and, you know, if we go back to last, the big inning where they get the 5 runs, the double play slide, the breaking up the thing by Nick Markakis, probably one of the biggest plays in that inning. So the little things have really come to help the Orioles.
That never changes in this game. A strikeout, Jones ends up down at first base, keeps an inning going, gets another guy to the plate. They really do matter. The offenses we were talking about for these two teams that have struggled are coming alive, and for the Orioles, Dave Tremblay said today regarding Luke Scott, I think he has turned the corner. I think we're going to see the Luke Scott we hoped we'd see all season.
Well, again, I mean, this is a guy that hit 18 home runs the first half of last year, ended up with 25, and, you know, his hitting instructor said, you know, he's a little fragile in the sense that I think when he's hitting well, he's confident, and when he's not, and we heard what? It's like going through the desert and you're finding a cool drink of water. Now I can breathe after he hit the grand slam. So again, you know, we always wonder, does success bring confidence or does confidence bring success? And I think in Luke's case, when he gets start to hit, the confidence comes, and he's the type of guy, and the coaches were talking about this yesterday, Gary, he's the type of guy that can carry this ball club. And the good news is a lot of right-handed pitchers, so he's going to be playing all the time.
Jim brings us the lofty philosophical questions. Is it confidence first, or is it success? Or is it success and then confidence? We invite you to think about that, because this game's not going to start on time.
Yeah.
All right, they put the tarp out on the field. There's supposed to be some rain, maybe some hail, so that'll give you an opportunity to go to Google that particular question, come up with the answer that most pleases your family, and then redirect it to us, and we'll be happy to put it on the air. No, we're not going to do any of that. Rain delay. We'll be right back. clear. The rain appears to have moved on through, and we are ready to play some baseball, the Orioles and the Indians. Let's take a look at our Train game time temperature. It's 82 degrees. It only dropped 3 degrees over the last hour, even with that storm going through. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent Train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. And let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Cleveland Indians. Cabrera, Sizemore, and Chu, Hafner, Peralta, and Branyan, Laporta, Valbuena, and Marson. Sin-Soo Choo right now is red hot, leading the Indians 37 hits, 4 homers, and 19 ribbies.
Take a look at our scouting report for Jeremy Guthrie. Well, back on track finally in the win column. 7 runs, 7-3 in his last game. Former team, he was given a large bonus by the Indians. The Orioles picked him up on waivers and keep him coming when we're talking about run support. Did not get him a lot of runs, 16 in his first 7 starts. That changes around. 11-22 lifetime here at Camden Yards. Hasn't pitched for a team with a winning record as an Oriole, and again, pretty good ERA, 4.6 runs a game.
Guthrie, despite having come from the Indians a time ago, has had only 1 career start against Cleveland, and that was back in August of 08. He worked 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run, and got the win in that ball game. So 1-0 against his former franchise. And we're ready to go. The rain delay about to end, and the delivery will be taken for a strike. Cabrera at the plate. Big numbers for the Indians in the leadoff spot. 293 right-handed, 303 left-handed. Good leadoff batter who has gotten on for them in a variety of ways. 1 homer, 1 triple, 6 doubles. Only has 7 walks, though, to 20 strikeouts. Jeremy Guthrie with the 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, Cabrera, a line drive hitter. Not a lot of power. 42 doubles last year, so gap guy. What he does so well is drive in runs, hitting 300 with runners in scoring position if they get him on for him.
As we talked about, the Indians' bats have come alive of late. Cabrera is one of those. He's hitting .364 with 6 multi-hit games over the last 10. And you'll see a lot of numbers like that in this lineup. Guthrie with a good pitch at the knees, 3 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, Manny, yeah. He said he's happy. Not maybe happy with the record, but happy that the club is going in the right direction.
3-2 delivery to second base. Ty Wigginton is there. And 1 away.
Take a look at the Oriole defense behind Jeremy Guthrie tonight. Patterson, one of the stars of yesterday's game. Jones, Markakis, who had another good game. Tejada is tourist. Wigginton, Ryan Hughes, second straight game down at first base. And then Matt Wieters with the great tag at home plate. Potential winning run to end the game yesterday.
Jeremy Guthrie historically had problems with first innings, but this year he has gotten that turned around, along with not surrendering walks. Grady Sizemore will take it away. Guthrie first inning, 4 runs on 8 hits in the previous 7 starts. Sizemore trying to get the average going. He's at .315. One of the regulars makes the start in center field. That'll be to first base. Short hop. Hughes 2 down.
Well, one of the keys for Jeremy Guthrie is Dave Tremblay, Rick Cranett's pitching coach. There's a 4-seamer, but the 2-seamer throw a lot of ground balls. Knuckle curve ball, he actually threw a couple for the first time all year. The slider, his mainstay in breaking the ball, along with that changeup, he'll throw that a lot. Probably throws more changeups and fastballs and occasional sliders, but 2 or 3 curve balls. And he said, well, about time, wasn't it? I said, yes, it was, as a matter of fact.
Sin-Soo Choo, and maybe the hottest batter in the lineup at the moment. He started out 2 for 18 on the year, but .337, 4 home runs, and 19 RBIs in his last 27 games. Choo had a breakout season last year for this Indians ball club, and he has picked it back up again, and will be one of their leaders in the middle of the lineup, they hope, for some time to come. He's got a 7-game hit streak coming into this game. On the home road number comparison, he sure loves hitting in Cleveland.
Well, it's a great hitting ballpark, but then again, so is Camden Yards. I saw him. He's very well built. A good slider right there on his fist. That's how they really try to pitch him. And I was watching
some of the Kansas City series, and they were trying to get the ball in there, but he loves it out over the plate. But he can steal bases. Great throwing arm. A couple of years ago, Tommy John surgery, but he's come back from that. And again, a nice on-base percentage, so he makes you throw the ball over the plate.
2-2 delivery is going to be taken up high, so Guthrie has gone 3-2 on 2 of the first 3 batters faced in the ball game. 31 strikeouts and 21 walks for Chu. 3-2 delivery to him, and he's on with the free pass. So you mentioned Jeremy has really done a good job of getting rid of the walks, which have, over the last couple of seasons, been a real problematic issue. He is 5th coming into this game in the fewest walks per 9 innings. He's given up only 10 walks now in 45 innings work.
And I think a lot of times you're trying to find yourself in the first inning because the mounds are different. You know, you're trying to get comfortable with the umpire's strike zone, your release point. They're the guys that dominate the American League, and I don't think he wanted to walk Chu. I just think he didn't want to throw a ball in the middle of the plate, and now he's got to face Hafner, who's a power guy, and he's starting to hit too.
Chu has had 6 stolen bases, 6 out of 8. Indians have only 17 as a ball club, but you got to keep an eye on him over there. Sandy Alomar Jr., the coach, talking to him. Travis Hafner, 237, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs for Hafner, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Much of this lineup for Maniac is being juggled as he tries to balance the veterans and the young kids they want to have play. At the top of the order, Cabrera, Sizemore, Chu, Hafner, and Peralta are generally the core of the lineup that doesn't change from game to game. It's the bottom part that they have shuffled a bit. 0-1 delivery to Hafner and hit him. That'll be the 3rd hit batter of the season by Guthrie, and with 2 down, all of a sudden there are 2 on.
Well, now Hafner's reached 18 out of the last 32 times up. He's been hit 4 times in those 32 at bats. And why? Because he's a big, strong guy, and you need to pitch him in. Now, that's the one thing Jeremy doesn't do well. And we've seen, we saw Joe Girardi kind of complain about the fact that, he hit Posada in the knee. He hit Teixeira in spring training. But again, he's much more comfortable pitching left-handers away. They know it, so they're covering that outside corner, and when he tries to come in, the ball gets away from him.
So the RBI chance will go to Peralta. Runners on first and second, 2 down. Peralta has struggled the start of the season. Takes the slider. He's hitting only .229, and with runners in scoring position, only .194 for Peralta. 7 doubles, couple of homers, and he has 13 RBIs. Chu with good speed at second base. Hafner at first. Reaches for it. That's going to be a bloop that's going to fall in. Coming to the plate on the fly is Chu. Here's the throw. No chance on that one. And a 2-out RBI base hit by Peralta. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead.
When you're struggling and they're 12th in runs, what changes it? Get a hit. And especially when the only run they've really earned is this one right here. Pretty good slider. You can see him cover the outside corner, hit it off the end of the bat. And then Patterson hits the cutoff man. But Chu, he is just has too much speed. Going on contact, no chance to throw him out.
2-out RBI. Always big. Indians hitting .242 in that department with runners in scoring position and 2 down. The Orioles only .223. And here's Russell Branyan. Another power hitter. He's hitting .273. He's got 3 homers, 7 RBIs. Branyan only has 8 hits in this ballpark, but 5 of those 8 have been home runs.
And his only hit off of Jeremy Guthrie's a home run.
1-0 delivery to him, and he was trying to add another one right there.
Well, he can hit him out of any place. And, again, he had back problems. He's playing about 4 of the, 7 games you would play in a week. And again, of his last 9 at-bats, he's 5 for 9, and 3 of those are home runs. So all home runs coming in the last week.
1-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be inside.
So you can see Jeremy Guthrie not commanding his stuff here in the first inning. He's extremely wild. He's not usually that way. Just watch the glove tonight. You can tell whether he has any kind of semblance of control by watching Matt Wieters. Look where the glove is and see where the ball ends up.
22nd pitch of the inning is going to be fouled away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Russell Branyan. .313 against lefties and only .186 against right-handers. A dramatic change from last year when the numbers were pretty much the same against right-handers and left-handers. Lefties have really done a number on him so far this season. 2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down, 2 on, and Wieters is going to go out and have a word with him.
Yeah, I think they're you have a game plan, but that can change even in the first inning because, and we've seen Matt Wieters do a terrific job. He did it the other night when Brad Bergeson got in trouble. Brad was able to get out of a couple of early inning jams. So Matt has done a nice job of going out and communicating because things change even in the first inning.
Dave Tremblay commenting on that before the game today about how much that has changed for Wieters from last year. That one is going to be pumped away.
Yeah, another changeup, and you kind of wondered because it looked like he had a pretty good swing. And remember, Branyan hit 31 home runs for the Mariners last year, and that's in that ballpark. I mean, not all of them, obviously, because you play on the road, but he's a big, strong guy. His fly balls become home runs. He's that strong.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery time, and Branyan will take it away. Comparing those left-handed numbers we showed you, Guthrie this year, left-handers hitting .313 off him. His career number against left-handers nowhere near that. 269. 269 career and .313 this year by lefties. 3-2, runners going, and he got him. First strikeout recorded, but Johnny Peralta picks up his first 2-out RBI of the season, and the Indians have a 1-0 lead. Southwest Airlines. Patterson, Jones, and Markakis, Tejada, Scott, and Wigginton. Wieters use in his Taurus. Luke against the Indians, 395.
He's got a report on Justin Masterson. Well, 9-game losing streak. Again, not a lot of run support. 29 runs, so about a little over 2 runs a game up to win games. And then the lefties this year, a very good average, 25 for 67. So Patterson will lead it off. He's a left-hander. Come on, you lefties. That's what Dave Tremblay's thinking.
Both teams are saying, come on, you lefties. What a introduction Patterson has had back to the Orioles. He will take that pitch away for a ball. Patterson coming up. This is just his 3rd game. 3 hits, 9 at-bats, including a home run. He's picked up an RBI, and he has scored 2 runs and threw out one at the plate, and he's got a base hit. Well, Corey Patterson is on with a single. He's brought both the bat and the glove with him. Last night he had a double and his first home run that came in the 8th, and then ended the ball game with this throw to get Josh Wilson on the tag by Wieters. And then, just for the heck of it, a magnificent beard added by Will Ullman.
Well, he adds a dimension the club sorely missed because of the injury of Brian Roberts. Speed and the ability to get on base, and he's a good defender. We saw that yesterday.
Now let's see how the Orioles play this. Adam Jones coming up. Adam hitting at .238. 4 doubles, 3 homers, and he does show bunt. That brings him in at first and third. Adams trying to get that extra base hit out of one of those bats. He's got 11 games now without an extra base hit. His career high for that is 16 between the 06-07 seasons. But he has been hitting.
Yeah.
He's getting the singles.
Yeah, staying inside the ball.
That hit him.
Yep.
Well, both of these pitchers having some interesting first innings. That's the third hit batter by Masterson.
Take a look again. You can't dally, and it just looks like a two-seam fastball that strays way inside.
So the Orioles get 2 on and a chance to answer. The Indians run. That'll bring up Nick Markakis. Nick has a 3-game hit streak coming into this ball game, and Markakis has been picking up the RBIs. He's .333 with runners in scoring position. Solid number. And Nick will take that pitch for a strike. 1 for 8 lifetime off Masterson.
Yeah, those are kind of unusual numbers, even though it's a small body of work, obviously. Only 8 at bats. And he's a former number 2 round draft pick by the Red Sox. So he's got a power arm.
That one to second base. Taylor made for 2. And they get it. Valbuena starting it out. Cabrera and Branyan over to third base. Patterson, but there are 2 down.
Yeah, you don't have no choice but to turn this double play. It's so Taylor made. Little slider that hit firmly right to your second baseman. All you have to do is make sure you get it to your shortstop, which he does.
So Patterson's on at third base, and that will bring up Miguel Tejada. Tejada along with Ty Wigginton, the 2 most consistent bats the Orioles have had in the lineup this season. And that will be in the inside corner for a strike. Well, the Orioles will look for the 2-out RBI. Numbers against Cleveland since that 06 season. .365 with 10 RBIs in the 13 games played. 0-1 pitch, and he swings wildly at a breaking ball down and away. 0-2.
Yeah, as bad as the struggles have been against the lefties, I mean, 242 is a nice batting average, and that's what he's been able to do with the righties. And again, 4 home runs, only 1 against right-handed batters. And one of the reasons he's 6'6", and when he drops down, he's got that arm angle. It looks like he's throwing from shortstop.
Got a 2-strike count here, and Tejada goes, and Masterson gets out of the jam. So the Orioles had 2 on, nobody out, and do not score. Indians have a 1-0 lead. Today for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. And on our Luna Doubles board, hitting into double plays as the Orioles just did for the 41st time, only 1 behind the Twins now. The Royals, who have the new manager, of course, and then the White Sox and these Indians, top 5 rounding into double plays. We go to the top of the second. Bottom third of the order, Laporta, Valbuena, and Marson are due up. Matt Laporta hitting at .218, 3 doubles, only 2 RBIs. Getting the start in left field, and he'll take a strike.
Yeah, one of them yesterday. Like 78 at bats with only 1 RBI, and then didn't think he was going to start today. He was going to try to work with the batting instructor Joe Nunnally to work on his swing, but we saw him last year. Powerful kid, former #1 draft choice out of Florida.
Quick bat, very quick bat, but he has really struggled this season, so he has not played a lot. Probably one of the reasons is the times he's had here in this ballpark. He's a .412 hitter with a home run. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him. That's off the end of the bat and foul. And it will stay at 2 strikes. This is the bottom third of the order that if you're Jeremy Guthrie, you really got to go after, because they have struggled. Laporta, Valbuena, Marson, they've been in and out of the lineup. So you really want to try and be as efficient as you can and not turn this lineup over. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Laporta will swing and miss, and that's the way to start it. His second strikeout.
Yeah, 2 in a row. High heater, just threw it by him. Got away with a hanging changeup. Russell Branyan threw. But this is no changeup. This is just your best fastball outside middle. And here's your H.H. Gregg Expo. You know, and a lot of times Jeremy just gets in, and maybe this is what went on in the first inning, where he tries to create arm speed by jerking the neck, and it really does hurt his command.
Valbuena up, and he'll swing and miss. Our look brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Valbuena hitting at just a .159, making the start at second base, and he's really had his problems this season. He is not one of the Indians who's gotten it turned around yet. Those numbers continue right where they are. He's not hit in his last 6 at bats. Only 8 for his last 38. 0-2 delivery, grounded to short as Torres. 2 away, second inning. On Sunday, Baltimore's hottest address is back. The return of 2110 Utah Street, presented by Home Savings of America and Southwest Airlines. One low price, you get the reserve Utah Street bleacher seat and the exclusive 2110 T-shirt. There'll be special promotions, prizes, and more. Space is limited. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. 2110. Nick and Adam. 2 down, bases empty is Marson. Lou Marson, who is doing the catching. He and Mike Redmond are the 2 catchers on this ball club, and as you see, he too has struggled at the plate. 1-0 delivery to him. Guthrie will miss inside. Marson only 7 for his last 39. That's a 179 batting average.
Yeah, we saw him last year. I mean, more of a right field hitter. You would think that might change as he gets more at bats, and you know he can get in some hitter counts, but he just seemed like he was more up the middle, hit it to right field. He's done a nice job there. ERA is almost down to about 0.8 of a run compared to last year.
Well, tips that one at the plate. They have a couple of young catching prospects in the minor leagues that the Indians are probably going to go to. Marson knows that, so he really is going to have to establish a reason to be the one. As Manny Acta and the Cleveland organization are looking at younger players probably in that catcher's role.
Yeah, I guess one of those, Carlos Santana, who's down at AAA.
Swung out and missed. Guthrie does what he needs to do with that bottom third. He retires it in order with a couple of strikeouts. Scott will lead it off. Indians lead. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Our 7-minute rain delay before getting this first game of the 3-game set underway. Luke Scott coming up. He started the season 3 home runs in his first 22 ball games. He has had 3 home runs in his last 4. Dave Tremblay said today he thinks the corner has been turned and that Scott is ready to have a season. Laces at the center and he's got a base hit.
You know, it's almost like when he thinks he's going to hit, he's going to hit. And again, our philosophical question in the opening: does confidence bring success, or does success bring confidence? It's almost like, you know, once he gets that first hit, I can hit.
Well, the Orioles get the leadoff man on. They have done it in both innings. Here's Ty Wigginton. Jeff Datz is the first base coach, by the way, for this ball game. John Shelby, who usually is there, is off to be inducted into the Henry Clay High School Hall of Fame in Lexington, Kentucky. He graduated from there in '76. So congratulations to John. And Jeff gets to coach at first, and ironically, it's against the team that he was the coach for on the bench last year, the Cleveland Indians.
Yep. He knows them well. They all came over, and you know, a lot of respect for him. He's a terrific baseball man, and that's what he's going to bring, exactly what he gave to the Indians over here. I mean, you got to remember, a couple of years ago they won 97 games, tied for the most league. Eric Wedge was the manager. He was one of the coaches.
And then last year, this Cleveland team fell to 65 wins and 97 losses.
And of course, as Manny Acta takes over, because he said he likes the direction Mark Shapiro is going in. For Eric Wedge looked, he said, yeah, let's see, Victor Martinez, he'll be playing for the Red Sox in the playoffs. And then let's see, Mr. Lee will be with Philadelphia. Yeah, Sabathia will be with both Cy Young Award winner, the Yankees. And then Casey Blake, my third baseman, will be playing for the Dodgers in the postseason.
Traded away an all-star team, trying to get some young talent back. That's what Manny Acta now is trying to develop. 1-2 delivery to Wigginton, and a check swing and went around. Home plate umpire makes the call. Jerry Meals behind the plate, and the second strikeout. Tonight's Kevin Woodstain's legendary performance, the big train. Walter Johnson on this date in 1920 won his 300th major league game. He would go on to pick up 417 lifetime wins. Walter Johnson, the Hall of Fame pitcher.
Yeah, dead ball era. And ended in 1920. He used to pitch doubleheaders.
And relieve. Way inside to Matt Wieters. Wieters a 2 for 5 off Justin Masterson. As Matt now at 276, kind of quietly has crept that average up. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and 13 RBIs. Runner at first, Luke Scott. Slow tapper, only plays at first. Masterson gets it there for the out. Down to second goes Scott. 2 away.
Well, we've seen already, and I talked to Tim Belcher, the new pitching coach. He's been with the Indians for about 8 years as a consultant. He said fastball command, especially to the lefty, is going to be important. And right there, just a 2-seamer down and away. We've seen that swooping slider. He struck out Wigginton and Tejada. The righties aren't, at least doesn't seem to be much of a problem. And there you go right there. Victor Martinez, we talked about. He goes to the Red Sox, and Justin Masterson, he comes over with a number of other players.
Big deal. I mean, that was a big trade. Trading away a known star for some hope for talent. The pitch will be taken by Ryan Hughes inside. Hughes with a runner at second base, 2 down. The Indians up 1-0. Ryan hitting at 238. Couple of doubles for the extra base hits. 4 RBIs for him. Trying to get a run in from second here. Scott will be going on any contact. And the pitch is outside and goes to 2-0. Ryan here in the homestand, not a lot of at-bats. He's had only 4 official at-bats, 1 for 4. As his bat quieted down after the first series that he appeared in.
But he is 4 for 9 in these situations, at least running with runners in scoring position. You know, we were talking about it before the game. You made a great point that once you see a guy, especially at this level, you figure not a lot of too many fastballs. We'll see a few more breaking balls and change-ups.
Here's the 2-0 delivery. Foul back off Masterson.
A pretty good pitch to hit, but it was 93 with some movement.
Seen so many pitchers because the Orioles have had so many in these situations that Masterson's in. 0-3. Lost his last 9. Hasn't had a win in 13 starts. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. And tried to come inside, did, but missed. Masterson against the Orioles. 2 wins and 1 loss lifetime. Last outing, August 30 here at Camden Yards. Suffered a 5-2 loss against the Orioles in that ball game. Hughes with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Scott not being held close at second. And that'll be fouled away. And it's 3-1. Masterson, 25 years old, 4-10 combined record last year.
Yeah, they used him as a spot starter when Dice K got hurt last year. He went into the role as a starter for the Red Sox. We came up to the big leagues as a spot starter, and now the bullpen the year before.
He's got a 3-ball, 2-strike count. And Hughes again will foul that one away. Hughes, take a look at the numbers there with a left-hander up at the plate. Now you hope he has the advantage. 3 home runs lefties, 1 by righties.
And he's had some fastballs to hit. It hasn't quite been able to get to him.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Scott again, a big jump at second base. And again, fouled away. Masterson has one of the largest differentials pitching with runners on or when the bases are empty. We see the difference a lot, but not quite like this. With none on, batters are 250. When somebody's on, they're 369. Garcia, Verlander, Gonzalez, and then Masterson with the 5th highest differential in that regard. 3-2 delivery to him, chopped to first base, knocked down. Scott will hold at third, no play, as Branyan got a glove on it but couldn't hang on.
Yeah, a little topspin ground ball, and Branyan a better hitter than glove guy coming off a back injury, so he knocks it down. By the time he recovers, we're not going to get anybody. I would imagine it'd be an error, but it does keep the inning alive, which is huge for the Orioles.
So the error charge to Branyan. Now the Orioles will try and take advantage of it. His is Torres. 2 down. And runners on at first and third. And he'll foul the first pitch back. As Torres 0 for 7 as he stands in.
So the dreaded extra out. Yeah, you look at their defense tonight. Laporta, he plays a lot of first. He's in left. So he's not a big guy, not that mobile. They're pretty well set everywhere else. Chu can really throw. Sizemore can go get him in center.
273 numbers, one of the better ones for the Orioles with 2 down. Somewhat ironic that it would be his Torres who would have it because he has struggled overall at the plate this season, but has come up in these tough situations with 2 out RBI chances and done a good job. 2 for 6. That's Masterson. He's got Scott on at third. Hughes at first. And a chopper to short. Cabrera will go to first and get the out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 2 are left on base at the end of 2. 1-0 Indians.
gets a hit there in the early innings. And Corey told me Baltimore was where he always loved to play. He said he felt the fans here supported the players more than in other cities like Chicago, where he felt they kind of came after players a little bit. And he said that he spent that entire 2007 offseason waiting for the Eric Bedard trade to go down. Once it did, he knew that Adam Jones was coming over and that his time with the Orioles probably was over. And that was disappointing. He batted .313 in the second half of the season, but he told me he's glad to be back. And Gary, I'm sure the Orioles glad to have him as long as he keeps on hitting and playing defense like he has.
And no question about that. He has really filled the role that the Orioles were looking for in left field in the leadoff spot so far. Here's Cabrera, the leadoff batter, who grounded out his first time up. The Orioles just get rid of one guy who hits with no mercy against them, and here comes another. Ichiro left with that enormous average. And here's Cabrera. Cabrera will foul it back. He's got a career .421 average. 24 for 58 with a home run and 14 RBIs against the Orioles in his career. He's right up there with the Ichiro. He just doesn't have the number at bats Ichiro has against the O's. 2-2 delivery by Guthrie to him towards second base. Wigginton perfectly positioned. 2 ground balls to second for Cabrera.
Yeah, Ty talking about, I said, you know, you look much more comfortable out there. And he said, well, actually, I'd like to cheat a little bit. And he said, what I'm really learning, and we saw it right there, when I learn the pitches, I'm a better second baseman because I've learned who can make their pitches. And, you know, you can lean a little bit. You can do all the little nuances that good infielders. So he's not only hit for him, but he's playing a very sound second base.
Grady Sizemore now stands in. Sizemore 2 for 5 with a home run lifetime off Guthrie. Shows bunt. We'll take it. That will bring Tejada in a bit. Sizemore 8 in strikeouts coming into the ball game in the American League. Not unusual. He will pile up a few Ks along the way. Hitting just .213 on the year and fouls that one off the umpire's mask. Jerry Meals gets welcomed.
Yeah, not too bad against right-handed pitching, but failing against lefties, hitting .284 coming into this game. But the surprising thing is the power game. But again, coming off the, you know, he had some abdominal injuries last year, Tommy John injuries with his throwing arm. A lot of physical problems.
For his last 8 at the plate for Sizemore. He's a 3-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove winner. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Sizemore will take it to left. Patterson, if he gets it, will be a good catch, and it is. And there's speed again in the outfield.
Well, that's exactly right, because he actually came in a little bit. So he thinks it's coming in, and then watch this little, you know, a little circuitous route, but he can just outrun it because of his speed. Ball slicing away from him makes it even more difficult. Made it look pretty routine.
Boy, he can fly. So Guthrie gets a little defensive help right there. And here's Chu, who drew a walk and scored. 7-game hit streak for Sin-Soo Chu. Bunting, and that will be fouled away. Not close to getting that one down.
And I think that's really how you like a number 3 hitter with power to do. You got to drop one down. I mean, it's a good play, I guess. But I always said, if you don't want to hit the ball at the ballpark, I'm happy. I mean, he's that good a hitter, and he's been red hot.
0-1 delivery to him, a real strong cut.
I mean, he's a short. He reminds me, even though he's not a switch hitter, but he's kind of like Nick Swisher of the Yankees type. You know, short, compact. But he can do everything to beat you. And again, he came off Tommy John surgery, so those numbers last year were a little bit lower, but he got red hot and had a terrific year.
He's 7th in the American League in on-base percentage coming in. Tied for 10th in walks, 12th in stolen bases, 19th in average. So a lot of all-around good numbers for him.
Well, this is when, if you're ever going to pitch somebody in, I mean, you're ahead in the count, that's where he has a little bit of a hole. Every hitter has some weakness, at least most of them do.
Guthrie trying for the 1-2-3 inning and 7 in a row if he can get it. Chu is going to ask for the timeout. Remember Jeremy with a little added impetus in this ball game. He was claimed off waivers by the Orioles from the Indians. And so each time you pitch against the former, it's a little less, but still there's always a little tinge there of wanting to do well. And he's only had, as we said, one other start and a win. That one taken to left again. Going back, Patterson is the ball carrying at the wall. Patterson up. Patterson makes the catch! Corey Patterson reading it perfectly. All the way back to the wall and robbed him of a home run. In the 3 games played already, it just seems everything revolves around what he does in a game. That is a home run that he denies Chu. Great catch. Made the throw last night to end the game at the plate. Has picked up hits, couple of runs. And here he is. And as all baseball announcers are required to say at this point, what are the chances of the guy making the great defensive play to end the inning, leading off the next? 1 in 9 is the answer to that, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Honest to God. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that'll be taken inside 1-1.
And to me, the intriguing thing, and I remember the first home run hit here at Camden Yards against the Indians. Paul Sorrento hit it out to left field.
That one towards right, and a sliding attempted catch. Didn't get it, Chu. How about that? Corey Patterson ends one inning by robbing Chu of a home run, and then comes up and hits one to right, and Chu drops it.
Yeah, I'm not sure he really saw this ball. Might have lost it in the lights. I mean, it looked like he shied away from it, even though it's very hard. I mean, kind of the end of the play there, but it looked like maybe he didn't quite see it. And then it goes off his glove, and now you've got potential tying run with great speed at first.
Base hit. Orioles have their 3rd hit, and Justin Masterson has allowed the leadoff batter on all 3 innings. Single by Patterson in the 1st, single by Scott in the 2nd, single by Patterson in the 3rd. He's retired 68% of leadoff batters coming into this game, none tonight.
They don't run a lot on Masterson. 3 out of 4 success, 6 out of 19 when you talk about Lou Marson. He's got a pretty good throwing arm. Big, tall guy, though.
32% for Marston, throwing out base stealers. That one's going to be the end of the feet of Jones. Jones was hit by a pitch his first time up. Well, let's see how Dave Tremblay wants to play this. Jones showed bunt in the 1st inning when Patterson was on and nobody out.
Well, very unusual in the American League when you're struggling for runs to give up an out early in the ball game.
1-0 delivery. That's going to be down the line. That is a fair ball. Patterson on his way to 3rd. Into the corner is Chu, and he fell down. Patterson's going to come around to score all the way to 3rd base. Jones, and the Orioles tie it at 1.
Well, there's your first extra base hit. What, it now 12 games? But this is a bullet. I mean, a just singeing line drive that just stays fair, and you can thank the rain, the pregame rain, hour delay. And one thing about Adam Jones, most of the time, about 99%, he runs hard, and he just turns it into a triple. An easy triple.
RBI. ties the ball game up. And Patterson easily scoring on that. Chu just tried to get the ball back into the infield. Third triple of the season. And Jones gets RBI number 9. Grounded down to first base. Oh, Jones made a big mistake.
Well,
for some reason, Adam Jones, he was halfway down the line. They were not going to make the play at the plate, and he should have scored on that and should have known he was going on contact there and just stopped.
Well, you have to look around and see where they're playing, and Brandon was playing way back. You know, Juan Samuel's not happy. The Orioles came in hitting 20 for 100 with runners at third base, so that's another reason they haven't scored runs a lot with less than 2 outs. So, you know, right there, it's just I don't think it's lack of communication. I'm sure Juan Samuel said, and it's too late. Once you hesitate, and you could see Juan slap his aim, not trying to show him up. It's just when guys are playing back, take the opportunity.
Yep.
RBI, go ahead run. Now they play their infield in. The same ball, it probably is not going to get Jones in.
Miguel Tejada, strikeout victim his first time up. Ball game tied at 1 and 1 down. So here in the third inning, the Indians are going to play small ball and figure this is going to be a tight ball game. 1-0 delivery to Tejada. Fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
It was almost like Mick Markakis said, you know what, after that leadoff double, sometimes you just try to get the runner over. They're playing back. I hit a ground ball. We get a run. We go ahead. He gave himself up, except that Adam just didn't run the bases the way he has been taught to do.
That's just a brain cramp.
Yep. And you hope that Tejada will pick him up.
That's a scoop. What a play made by Marson as he saves the run again by scooping that one up like a first baseman.
Well, hockey's on.
Look at this.
I mean, unbelievable catch.
Forehand, too. He didn't even backhand the ball. He actually got the glove out there. That's a tough play. That's quick. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Interesting inning here. Juan Samuel still steaming over there. You can just tell. As you know, he had told Jones to take off on contact. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that hit him. Boy, this game's all over the place, isn't it? That'll be the second hit batter by Marston. Tejada's on.
Yeah, I'm sure that Juan Samuel told him the only ball you do not go on is the ball back to the pitcher. And then right here, this is just, again, a young pitcher. Again, trying to make a perfect pitch, and Dave Tremblay's going to come out and take a look. And that's in the quad, side of the quad, not the kneecap like Posada got hit by Jeremy Guthrie when the Yankees were in. Pretty hard to get Miguel Tejada out of a game. I think at least initially. I mean, that's
fortunately not on the knee, nevertheless. Runners at first and third. The Orioles, they get Luke Scott to the plate. He now has a 5-game hit streak as he picked up a single his first time up. And Scott gets another RBI chance. Luke, during the streak now, 7 hits and 16 at bats. Marston's pitch is up high for a ball. 2 hit batters in the ball game so far, and the Orioles have picked up a run on 4 hits. 0 for 5 though with runners in scoring position. The Orioles have had base runners. They left 1 on in the first in scoring position, 2 total in the second, 1 in scoring position in that inning. 1-0 delivery. Scott right straight back to the screen. 1-1. Well, Marston having a tough start to this one. He comes off a game in Detroit where he worked 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in that ball game, and was non-decision. He's been non-decisioned in his last 2 starts against Detroit and Minnesota. 1-1 the count. Runners off first and third. Scott's going to get a base hit and an RBI. Orioles will take the lead. Jones will score, and it is 2-1, and Luke Scott stays hot.
Well, again, that hole's out there. They're holding Tejada on. And And again, those numbers, 373, the lefties in this inning. You get the triple by Jones, but Patterson and now Luke Scott, another left-hander. Oh, there it is. Puts it on the end of the bat. Your Exmo, any way you look at it, gets the Orioles ahead.
Now 2 on, still only 1 away, and Ty Wigginton. So Jeremy Guthrie has his ball club come back here with 2 in the third to go on top for the first time. Wigginton, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Ty's got a 4-game hit streak going. He is still second in the American League in home runs and 4th in slugging percentage. Strikeout victim, his first time up. Tejada and Scott, the base runners. Scott is now 2 for 2 in this ball game already. Wigginton will take that. Luke Scott is 15th RBI, and out to the mound goes Marson. Tomorrow is the next game for members of the Junior Orioles Dugout Club, presented by Chick-fil-A. Fans 14 and under get tickets to 10 games, Dugout Club hat, membership card, and a great customized lunchbox. Only $17. And you get the exclusive giveaway items at each game. And family and friends get tickets for only $6. So sign up, 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com, or stop by any Chick-fil-A location and ask for the cow. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Orioles trying to add to it against Marston here in the third inning. Well, Marston's just all over the place, and that's been the problem.
Well, you drop your arm. I mean, you just get a little underneath your release point, and it's just going to run. It's going to stay on a very flat plane, and then it just keeps running in. If your arm gets up a little bit, you find the slot, and we've seen it tonight. He's thrown some great sinkers.
2-ball, 1-strike delivery. Wigginton. That's one thing the wildness will do. Sometimes,
well, you almost drill a guy in the knee and then you come back with a low and away slider. Yeah, that's pretty effective if you can do it.
Yeah.
That's how he struck out Ty the first time, on a nasty slider down and away. He struck out. His season high is 9. So it's not like he can't pitch well, and that was a game against the Rangers.
Wigginton will take the cut and be the third strikeout victim. 2 of them on his side of the scorecard.
Well, this is Dean Chance. Dean Chance won the Cy Young in 1964. Started out in the Orioles, went in the draft. That's the way he used to throw that slider. He'd have a sinker, but he could pinpoint with the best of them. And he was also very tall, like Justin Masterson.
Here's Matt Wieters. Wieters grounded out his first time up, 2 on, 2 down. Matt, a couple of hits and 13 at bats during this homestand. And an off-speed pitch, which is a strike on the outside corner. Orioles are trying to make it 3 in a row. Both the Indians and Orioles have won 4 of their last 10 ball games, as the Indians are on an 8-game road trip. Kansas City, where they came from, then they'll go to Tampa Bay. They're 2-1 on the trip. Pitch is inside. They, of course, were the ball club against Kansas City in that series, where Manny Acta had to watch a good friend, Trey Hillman, lose his job there as manager. Ed Yost moving in last night from the front office back down into the dugout. 1-1 on Wieters. 2-1. The Orioles have gotten it turned around here at home, winning 6 of their last 9 here. And obvious reasons, that run production up to 4.5, runner in scoring position way over their yearly number. A real good bullpen at 3-1-4. At home overall now, they're 6-9 in the season. That is foul back, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Wieters.
Yeah, Matt trying to go get that low pitch, but it was a pretty good sinker. But again, a very, very aggressive hitter, and that's what you're going to see in the years to come from Matt Wieters as he learns the league. And most of his home runs to the opposite field, but he will start pulling the ball, as most hitters do that can hit, when they get some experience and up there 1,500 at bats.
That one is popped up to second base and handled. Atlanta got it, and that will do it. But the Orioles get a couple of runs. RBIs, Jones and Scott, and a 2-1 lead. by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Wendy's. Buy a boneless wings combo at Wendy's and get a scratch and scorecard. Win great prizes from the Orioles and Wendy's. Wendy's, you know when it's real. Rain passed through. Our 7-minute rain delay before this one gets started. Orioles have the 2-1 lead. 2-5-0 the O's. 1-1-1 for the Indians. RBI for the Indians. Peralta got the 2-out single in the first inning off Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie's walked 1 and struck out 3. Orioles RBIs by Scott and Jones. And the Orioles getting 2 across in the third. Travis Hafter there, DH. He was hit by a pitch. That's the 7th time this year. He leads the American League being hit by pitches. Did he go? Yes. Dale Scott at third. Hafter has reached base now in 17 out of the last 18 out of the last 32, and he's picked the pace up. 391 average over the last 7 ball games for the designated hitter. Here's the 0-2 delivery, way up high.
NBA strike. How about the Cavaliers eliminated by the Celtics?
I love the hugging and kissing by LeBron after the game.
Oh, whispering.
That was whispering secrets into everybody's ears. He's gone. 1-2 delivery, and that's inside, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
If they were playing the Knicks, he would say, "I'll see you next year."
Exactly. Well, maybe he was saying that
maybe
the Celtics.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? I tell you that some of the folks that came here with the Cleveland Ball Club, not a lot good to say about LeBron. Here's a 3-2 count on Hafner, leading it off.
Yeah,
Guthrie's retired all 3 leadoff batters.
Yeah, he has not been very healthy. Hurt his shoulders, that front shoulder, which gets you the ball. But when he hit 42 home runs and drove over 100, his on-base percentage used to be up there at 42% of the time.
Guthrie, I don't think, got a piece of that to his credit, and gets the out on the ground ball to his turf. Time now for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question, and it is: who is the all-time leader in home runs for the Indians? Tough one. Bell, Hafner, Ramirez, or Jim Thome?
Well, Albert Bell hit 49 with 51 doubles one year. And Jim Thome, did he hit 56?
And your answer is?
I think it's Thome.
I think it's Thome. And the answer really is?
Oh, you mean all time?
Yeah.
I thought it was individual, but okay.
334. We were right.
Yeah.
See, if we judge the question wrong, we can get the right answer.
That's the only way it happens.
As long as we misread the question.
How do we get it right?
I have no idea.
It's our first time.
It is our first time. A very, very, very strong performance. 1-ball, 1-strike count on Peralta. Single and an RBI.
Can we rephrase that question so I can be wrong?
No. That one is backhanded by Tejada. 2 down.
Well, no, I really would, because I thought it was the individual high, or in any yearly. Would that be Thome or would that be Bell? See, that's what. Let's see if I'm right.
Do you always try and snatch victory?
No. I was right,
yep.
Even though I didn't know I was right, but I wanted to be right twice.
Okay.
Because I've always been wrong. You're following this, right?
I am following this.
Okay, so Thome does have the yearly with 52.
So the answer to both questions, ours and the real question, is the same.
Yes.
So there you go. Russell Branyan. Branyan, a strikeout victim. His first time up. We'll foul that one straight back. Talked about how this Cleveland team has picked up their hitting. They have, as a team, the second highest batting average over the last 10 games coming into this series against the Orioles. Well, the Oriole pitchers try and calm that back down again. That one just chopped to second. Wigginton, a running throw. And he had time to get in. Good inning for Guthrie. 3 ground ball outs. Indians are retired. That's going to be 10 in a row set down by Guthrie. broadcast brought to you by Ford. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. And by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Turns out to be a beautiful night here in Pimlico weekend. The Inner Harbor, the pre-race parade downtown tonight. After the showers had gone through. Big house on hand with fireworks coming up after the ball game tonight. First fireworks night of the season here at Camden Yards. And the Orioles with a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the fourth inning. Hughes is Turris and Patterson. Ryan reaching on an error his first time up. And the big cut for his strike. 1-1. Ryan had not played at the major league level before this season. Minor leagues, 5 years, 277 career average in the minors, coming out of community college in Mississippi where he played college ball. Another bottle, but in time Masterson got over there and Hughes retired.
Well, Brannion's had some back problems. This will hurt your back. Watch this ball hit the edge of the and go right down. I mean, the ball hit the edge of the dirt and the grass and then just stayed down, but it's far enough away where, again, Brannion had a backhand. It's always difficult because if it comes up and hits your heel. Again, a hitter.
Showing why. He is a hitter. Pitch is taken down low by his Turris. He grounded out his first time up. Orioles have had him on against Masterson in this ball game. The 2 runs scored, and they've left 5 on base. So they're getting chances against the Cleveland right-hander. 2-0 count is Turris on the ground ball out. Looking for his first hit in his last 8 at-bats. 2-0 delivery to him. He'll take it. And that's going to miss. And the count goes to 3-0.
It seems that Jerry Meals, who's a home plate umpire, has done a nice job. I mean, he's very consistent. He's giving you very few balls off the corner, so you have to just throw strikes. And
he does there with his Turris taking.
Not calling any high strikes. And, you know, again, this is pretty much the kind of strike zone you want, I guess, and in the sense that hitters love it because you don't have to swing at balls that are 2 or 3 inches off the plate.
3-1 as Turris takes it. It's a strike. Bring it on back. Jerry Meals reels him back in as Turris profoundly apologizes.
I think you'll see. I mean, sitting away, though, he has to reach back, but it is a strike. You don't always get that pitch.
3-2 delivery.
It's kind of nice to throw it at the proximity of the glove. It does encourage umpires to call that pitch. You'll see a lot of times where, especially if you get a catcher, you know, that's rather large, and Lou Marston and Matt Wieters are guys that are, you know, in the 6'3" to 6'5" range, and they have to reach back across the plate. You very rarely ever get that call to pitch strike.
3-2 delivery on the way, and he walked him. So the first walk surrendered, and the Orioles have 1 on and 1 down. Tonight's Kevin Woodstain's legendary performance, Mickey Mantle, in this date in 1967. His 500th career home run. It came off the Orioles' Stu Miller. And at that point, Mick was the 6th player to reach that plateau.
I was there. Well, change up. Mickey got fooled. Hit it with really kind of one hand. And, you know, remember the old fence and down the right field and left field line of the Yankee Stadium was like 5 feet. Hit it about maybe 8-10 rows up.
Not good to fool Mickey. That's a base hit. Chu plays it on a hop, and Patterson's 3 for 3. Corey Patterson, 3 singles, a run scored, and 2 outstanding defensive plays, one in which he robbed Chu of a home run.
Having seen him in 2006 and 7, if he gets strikes to hit, he is a tough out, especially against right-handed pitching. You know, he's got a very short stroke. And, of course, great promise, former #1 draft choice with the Cubs. And talked to all my friends in Chicago. He broke their heart because he would play so well and he could do so many things so well. It's just a matter of consistency.
That's his first 3-hit ball game. Of course, it's just his 3rd game.
Oh.
Fouled away. Adam Jones jumping on that and now just cringing because that's the one he wanted.
Yeah, hanging slider. And they go a long way. And we've seen how good Justin Masterson's slider is down and away. He's got a number of strikeouts on it. Well, not up.
Adam got out of that 11-game streak without an extra base hit, picking up the triple in the third and an RBI, and would come around to score in the inning. 6 hits for the Orioles now. 0-1. Jones lets it go by, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Adam.
Well, it's very evident that, again, working with Terry Crowley and trying to stay a little bit under control, that's a pitch, as you mentioned last night, that he would have waved at.
No more.
Nope.
That's going to give him some better pitches to hit.
Yeah, it's a ball. If you swing at it, it's a strike. And a lot of times you hit it and it's an out.
Way outside again.
See, because you and I could go out there and they could say, okay, how are we going to pitch Jones? Well, we're going to run the ball out of the strike zone up, then we're going to throw him breaking balls down and away. So if you do that and he swings at him when there are balls, it's a strike. If he takes them, it's a ball, and now all of a sudden you're into a hitter's count.
And this is where he gets pretty good. Adam Jones, 343 if he's ahead in the count, 190 if he's behind. 2-1 delivery to him. Jones jammed. That's just a real good pitch. Came back inside on him.
And again, this is Adam getting a little bit out of control. Watch how far this ball is inside. But he had made up his mind that he was going to look fastball, and that ball, it was a fastball. It just was the foot off the plate. Now it's a crapshoot. He'll throw anything here. He's shown us that.
Is Turris and Patterson are the base runners. Justin Masterson with a 2-2 count on Jones. And struck him out as he buried that one down low. 4 Ks in the ball game and a big second out in the 4th inning.
Well, the key to pitching is to throw enough strikes to get him to swing at balls, and that's exactly what Masterson did. Very difficult sometimes. I don't care how well you throw to pitch in the strike zone. So you try to throw enough to get him to chase, and that's what he was able to get Adam to do.
Here's the league's best hitter when there are runners in scoring position and 2 down. Nick Markakis. And that's the situation right here. Markakis takes the pitch away for a ball. Nick has hit into a double play and grounded out. He's hitting .545 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 6 for 11 with 9 RBIs in these situations. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him. Slider inside, and he's ahead on the count 2-0. A comparison, a look at Albert Bell and Nick Markakis through the same 661 career games. Very similar. Really not much to separate there.
Yeah, the only difference would be that Albert hit more home runs. Yep. Well, got him a $65 million deal with the Orioles.
It's a fair return, don't you think?
Well, not actually, because he got hurt about 2.5 years into the contract.
Well, it depends on whose side you're answering that from. No. There's the 2-out numbers with Nick on top. Maurer, Kochman, Swisher, and Elvis Andrus of Texas. Takes it for a strike, 2-1.
We'll be down in Texas next week. Andrus got 4 hits last night. Rangers are playing well.
Texas Rangers are on top as they are making a run. They have a 2-game lead over Oakland. Very tight division. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery to him. Nick up the middle. Force at second, and that's where they'll get it. Oh, bueno to Cabrera. The Orioles get no runs, 1 hit, leave 2 on, but have the lead 2-1. Maryland State Highway Administration, who reminds you to click it or ticket. Cleveland here for the 3-game series. Kansas City will be in for a couple and then off to Texas for the Orioles. Log on to MASSonSports.com to win a Masson prize pack from the Maryland State Highway Administration. With Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris, I'm Gary Thorne. Good ball game here, 2-1. That'll be fouled back. Laporta leading it off, bottom third of the order again. Guthrie has walked one and struck out 3 in the ball game. Lone run, 2-out single. First inning, Peralta got it. Chu scored after he had walked with 2 away. 0-1 delivery, Laporta. 0-2.
Yeah, nice pitch. Boy, a totally different Jeremy Guthrie from the first inning, where he was all over the ballpark with his command. And walked, hits batsman. Did give up the 1 run, but able to keep it at that. Well, there you go. Michael Aubrey now in the Oriole organization. Sabatha with the Yankees, Ramirez with the Dodgers, Jeremy with the Orioles. Oh, wow.
That's true chin music right there. Laporta backs off and regroups.
Well, again, trying to protect with 2 strikes. And that ball well inside. What, about 18 inches? Yeah, if you didn't shave, there it is.
Took care of that right there.
You don't want to be in that vicinity. You want to pitch in, but not up at the head.
And Laporta reaching, trying to convince his backside that going forward is the appropriate move.
Well, after you almost take one in the face, yeah. I mean, that's what television does and do baseball credit in the sense how fast the game is. I mean, in so many different facets.
1-2, and got him on the outside corner. Jeremy Guthrie takes advantage of that inside pitch. Laporta didn't like the call.
Look, to me, he makes the perfect pitch right here. And you can see right on the outside corner. Very, very nice slider. One of the better pitches that Guthrie can throw. He's been much more consistent with the slider this year than he was last year.
There's Luis Valbuena. Valbuena will take the pitch for his strike. He's hitting at just 157. Grounded out his first time up. Jeremy with a 1-4 record, looking for his first win at home. Pops that one up to center. Jones will put it away, and there are 2 down. Your Orioles will wrap up the homestand on Monday and Tuesday with a 2-game series against the Royals. Extend your weekend with 2 great nights of fun. Family friends here at Camden Yards. Tickets in advance for Monday's game start as low as $9. To get you all yours, call the Orioles. 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. Kansas City Royals regrouping with their new coach, so it'll be interesting to see what the ball club looks like. 2 away here, again trying to retire this bottom third in order as he did in the second inning.
Now, Lou Marston, one of those young players who came over again in another trade, as you mentioned. He came in a Cliff Lee trade from the Phillies.
That one popped up shallow right field. Nick Markakis will get there, and he's got it. 13 in a row retired. The Orioles have the lead.
Field Club picnic perch for one low all-inclusive price. You get a Left Field Club seat, plus unlimited hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and more. Perfect for group outings, hungry families, or any fans hungry for Orioles baseball. And your ticket is all-inclusive, so it's good for fans watching their budget. Gather up the kids, your friends, and anyone with an appetite for fun, and check out the Left Field Club picnic perch. For more information, call 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Gary?
Pitchers going at it here. The Orioles have the 2-1 lead. Only one hit for the Indians. That first inning single by Peralta. Since then, Guthrie's retired 13 in a row, and the Orioles have gotten to Justin Masterson with the RBIs by Jones and Scott, both coming in the third inning. Tejada stands in. He's been hit by a pitch, struck out. Bottom half of the fifth inning. 25-year-old right-hander, 0-3 on the year, 10-18 in his career. Tejada goes after the first pitch. Shortstop's got it. Long throw, Cabrera, and he got him. Good play. Let's check in with Amber.
Well, Gary, as we know, Luke Scott's one of the streakiest hitters in baseball, and I asked him what is the difference between when he's going good and when he's going bad, and he said, well, the difference is I wake up in the morning feeling like I'm able to breathe, and he said for the first time in several weeks he came up to the plate the other day not feeling confused. He said, finally, I wasn't swinging at balls and taking strikes, and he said, in general, I just wasn't cloudy. That's how he described it, Gary.
And I do think Dave Tremblay had a point about how Nolan Reimold being sent down, as tough as that was for Nolan, it did allow some other players, and Luke Scott's one of them, a chance to breathe again, because he was one of the people who had to be thinking, it might be me.
Yeah, that, and of course, and because of trying to get Reimold as the bats, he didn't play as much. He probably figured, well, when I do play, I really have to perform and so on, whatever. He played pretty much all year last year because of, even though Reimold was here. That just wasn't the case. But again, you have to be able to relax to do just about anything you ever do. And, you know, when things aren't going well, you tense up. It's just you squeeze the bat, you squeeze the baseball.
Whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head high. Here's the 2-0 delivery. It's either that or a little train that could, you know. Every speech you hear, motivation. 2-1 strikeout, one away.
And, you know, when you talk about motivation, it's different for everybody. And, you know, sure, how you trigger whatever it takes to do what you want to do. If there was a simple formula,
we'd all be billionaires.
Yes, exactly.
2-1 delivery on the way. Scott on the off-speed delivery. Luke with an RBI single and another single in the second, extending his hit streak to 5 games, 3 home runs in the last 4.
Yeah, Justin Masterson, the last couple of innings, has introduced the third pitch, the changeup. So that's something to think about. And he's thrown some good ones. But again, remember, he doesn't get many runs. 29 runs in his last 13 starts.
He's one of those non-supported pitchers. Second base, Bueno. He'll get the out, and there are 2 down as Scott is retired. I mean, Masterson's really done a good job here. Depends on, again, which radio TV booth you're in. If you're broadcasting Cleveland baseball, you say Masterson's done a really good job of getting out of tough jams. If you're broadcasting over here, you say Orioles have had a lot of chances and have not been able to take advantage of them. Either way, the Orioles have had people on base 7, and they have left 4 in scoring position of the 7. 2 down. And here's Wigginton, a double strikeout victim so far. 2 down and nobody on. Oh, 1 delivery on the way. The Celtics better hang on and do their part for Boston sports. Red Sox are in next to last place. The Bruins just lost to the Flyers. Celtics better move on. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that'll be taken inside. And it goes to 2-1. Celtics, of course, are going on to the next round. But Boston sports right now a little down. 2 ball, 1 strikeout.
And Ty Wigginton's trying to make contact tonight.
It's been a struggle.
Well, you know, it's because he's thrown enough sinkers, and there was one right there. But he's also thrown enough sliders, and they've been awfully good ones. Both of the strikeouts coming on that pitch. I mean, he's really turned into a young right-hander who is pretty unpredictable.
Up the middle, and he he's got a 5-game hit streak. Guy Wigginton delivers a single with 2 down.
There you go.
Smile. Go ahead.
He's smiling.
Go ahead. That's the Orioles' 7th hit of the ball game.
Yeah, right there. He's going, about time I got a pitch I could hit.
Exactly.
There were some serious unhittable pitches until that one.
Here's Matt Wieters. Matt at 272, 2 down. And a strike on the inside corner. Wieters has grounded out and popped out in the ball game. Second base umpire had asked for a timeout there, and everyone trying to figure out why. And I don't know. Wieters stands back in. 4 home runs from Matt, 13 RBIs. Short lead at first. Wieters now with a 2-strike count. Masterson doing just enough to keep himself in. He's in a ball game where Maniaca is going to want to try and give him a chance to get his first win of the year. So he's going to have a little extra rope. He's up to 83 pitches.
Yeah, that's really what you look at. I tell you again, he's got an awfully good arm. He's just going to have to figure it out. He's only had like 26 starts coming into this year. Actually 16 starts at the major league level. He's been, again, most of the time signed in 2004, so they're going to have to give him a chance to get the experience you need, and then they're going to have to get better as a team.
He leads the league in strikeouts per 9 innings. He has 4 in this ball game. He's averaged 10.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's more than anyone else in the American League. Now his strikeout total, which is now at 43, is ranked about 11th right now. But per 9 innings, he's had a lot of them. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Wieters, and he'll reach and foul it back.
Well, he's got nice velocity. He's got good movement. He's got a deceptive windup. His command's probably not where he would like it, or where Tim Belcher, his pitching coach, or Maniaca. But again, that doesn't happen overnight. Give him a chance to get out there and compete, which is exactly what he's been doing tonight.
1 ball, 2-strike count. Runner at first. Wieters takes it, and it will miss. The staff has done a good job for this ball club, especially of late. Last 6 games, their ERA's 3.4 for the entire pitching staff over the last 6. And their bullpen's been even a little bit better. 2-2 delivery, and that will miss. So Wieters forcing it up. See the largest ERA improvement now, and look where these teams are. Padres number 1, Rays number 1, Twins number 1, Cardinals number 1, but fighting, and the Cleveland Indians coming in 8 games out. Those are the teams with the best improvement in ERA from last year to this year. 3-2, runner going with 2 down and walking. So with 2 away, the Orioles get a single and a free pass.
And we see Justin Masterson do what a lot of the young Oriole pitchers do on occasion, which is think you have to be perfect. And of course, the scoreboard sometimes tell you, well, I almost have to be. And again, I mean, when you pitch 13 games and you get a little over 2 runs a game, it is very difficult to be successful. You may pitch well, but you're not going to win a lot of games. And psychologically, for young kids or even older players, it's tough to handle.
He also hasn't won a game on the road in his last 11-game road losing streak. Last win on the road was June of 2008. 2 down, runners on first and second. Ryan Hughes 0 for 2, reached on an error and has grounded out. So the Orioles get another chance here, and the runner in scoring position numbers begin to look on the negative side for the Orioles, as they have not been able to pick up the big hit, but for the Jones triple and the Scott single. That'll be fouled away in a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Again, Ryan Hughes just not able to get it. He's had so many fastball counts tonight, and he got balls in the middle of the plate, not quite able to get to him. And of course, you need to do that when you get the good hitters counts, and you can look for a fastball in the middle of the plate. Still have yet to see the power that he had in the minor league.
And a ground ball towards second. Balbuena makes the play, and again the Orioles, they have stranded 2 in each of the last 4 innings, but have a 2-1 lead. Defense, Corey Patterson, that was against Sizemore. The very next batter, Chu, he robbed him of a home run, going up and taking it away. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot and Corey Patterson.
Yeah, he gets Jeremy Guthrie with a 1-run lead into the 6th inning, and with the top of the order coming up for the 3rd time. Boy, this is pretty important inning for Jeremy, because the heart of the lineup, they're at least conceivably their best hitters coming up.
Cabrera 0 for 2. Now 0 for 4. Lifetime off Guthrie. And he'll chop that one to Wigginton at second base. 1 pitch and 1 out. Loving that one, Guthrie is. Join Orioles Reach on the Maryland Food Bank 24th Annual Orioles Food Drive, June 4, 5, and 6. You can make donations of non-perishable items here at Oriole Park that weekend, or go to the virtual food drive at marylandfoodbank.org/Orioles. You can enter there to win tickets to a game, as well as make your contributions for the soup kitchens, food pantries, and shelters all over Maryland. That's marylandfoodbank.org/Orioles. Grady Sizemore 0 for 2, grounded out, and you saw that catch made by Patterson in the 3rd inning going towards the line. That is outside.
Well, there you go. You keep off the leadoff guys. Only that Peralta, the slider that he served into left field after a walk and hits batsman. That's the 1 run that the Indians got tonight.
Jeremy at 72% coming in, keeping leadoff batters off, and he's done that all 6 innings in this ball game. And Guthrie pitching, tossing a 1-hitter against the Indians, who, as we said, came in with some bats that had gotten hotter. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Sizemore, right field. Markakis started back. He'll come in and get under it.
An awfully nice pitch there, because he crowded him. I mean, Sizemore has had years as high as 33 home runs, but again, the left elbow surgery, and the power number's not there yet this year.
2 quick outs, so Chu will take a while getting into the batter's box.
Yeah, pitch count at 75, so very efficient. No, there we go. Or actually 76.
Chu will take it outside. Robbed of the home run, which right now is the difference in the ball game defensively. He did draw the walk and scored in the 1st inning on the Peralta single. Orioles RBIs to Jones on a triple and Scott on a single.
You get an idea he's a pretty good hitter, because right there he's looking away, and Jeremy makes a real good pitch in. He just takes it.
Takes that to center, and Adam Ball. That dived on him. Caught that one down along the shootoff. So 1, 2, 3 inning, retiring a side in order for the 5th straight inning. And in this one, the Orioles on top by 1. Chili's, it's all in the preparation. Game flow in this ball game has been about the pitching. Balls both. Guthrie's done it by simply mowing down the lineup. Masterson's done it by finding big outs with people on base.
He's been masterful in clutch situations so far. I really think the one big inning right there where Corey Patterson singles, Adam Jones triples down the right field line, and then Luke Scott gets him in. Markakis would have got him in. Adam just had a little bit of a mental slowdown at third and didn't score. But again, he was picked up by Luke Scott.
3-0 count starting his Torres off here. He drew a walk his last time up. And gets another one. So a leadoff walk. That is the third surrendered in the game by Masterson. On Tuesday, May 25, don't miss Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats for that night's matchup against the A's are only $8 if you get them in advance. So gather up the family and friends. Come on out to the yard. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Leadoff walk. Patterson 3 for 3. Corey showing bunt. And takes the pitch down low for a ball. Well, the Orioles will try and add to it here as they get that leadoff batter on. Corey Patterson, with that great speed, can bunt for a sacrifice or a base hit. Had a couple of sacrifices last season. Bullpen action. Aaron Laffey.
Yeah, former starter, now used out of the bullpen for the Indians.
Patterson scored in the third off a single. As Torres will be back to the bag on the hesitation throw over.
Well, the number that kind of hits me is that the Orioles with 3 runs or less are 2-20. They won in Minnesota, one of them the other night when Brad Bergerson pitched. So it behooves them to get 4 or more where they're 9-4. That's a number pretty universal. Yep. Not too many teams win with 3 runs or less.
Pitch out, runner not going. And Patterson gets a hitter's count as a result of it, a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Well, you think it's the right thing, and they were joking about it. Tim Belcher said, I went out to the mound yesterday and then Colapso hit the next pitch for a 3-run home run, so I'm not going out there anymore.
Until I'm making a move. That pitch is in there for a strike. Goes to 2-2. The Indians come in with starting pitching ranked 8th in the ERA and the bullpen ranked 6th. The Orioles are 11th in starter ERA and 9th in relief pitching.
And the other night, Fausto Carmona, who's off to a good start, Manny active, second inning, he went right to the mound. He said it was a Latin moment.
Manny will do that.
Yep.
Runner goes, and it is fouled off to hold the count at 2-2.
Yeah, good running situation, speed, and you figure, Corey can make contact. Fights off a slider at his fist. Yeah, pitch count right now at an even 100. And that's why the bullpen is up for the Indians.
Acta also had a meeting with starter Huff after the ball game. Called him into the office and shut the door. Huff came out and said he put a fire under a certain portion of my anatomy. That is taken inside, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Patterson is Torres with a leadoff walk. Nobody out here.
Yeah, well, that was after that breaking ball for a 3-run home run. He said, why don't you challenge somebody? Use your fastball if you want to continue pitching. Probably a good point.
Your choice. 3-2, runner goes, and another walk. So the Orioles have back-to-back walks here in the 6th inning, 4 in the ballgame off Masterson. 2 on and nobody out, and Jones, Markakis, and Tejada do up.
Now here comes Tim Belcher. There you go, 103 pitches, and I would imagine that Adam Jones will be his last hitter with a lefty, and then Markakis coming up, even though Nick Markakis able to hit just about anybody. I mean, he comes in hitting better against left-handed pitching at 365 than righties. But that really doesn't make a whole lot of difference anymore. If you have a matchup guy, most managers think my guy can get your guy out. That's not always the case, but.
Home plate umpire going out. Jerry Meals trying to bring it up. Or join in the conversation. I'm not sure which. Hung around there for a while.
Well, his job is to have the game proceed at a rapid pace. And you get a certain amount of time, and then your job, and they make you be accountable to that. And when there's certain time frames, coaches have to get to their boxes, relief pitchers have to get in, starters have to get on the mound, batters have to hit.
Bullpen action continues. Laffey's got to be just about ready. Runners at first and second. Here's Adam Jones. Jones, a triple RBI, has struck out him and hit by a pitch. And they're playing in at the corners, looking for a bunt. Jones tops it down to third. Running throw made. He gets the runners moved up without the bunt. As Torres goes to third and Patterson goes down to second base. Play made by Peralta to get the out. Jones retired, first out of the inning, and Nick Markakis up.
So do you walk him? Yep, I think they would, even though he's walked 2 in this inning. If you walk him, and then you get the matchup with Miguel Tejada on deck.
Maniactis made the decision. The intentional pass will be surrendered here.
I really like this because I can imagine Justin Masterson, born in Kingston, Jamaica. But when you were young, you don't come out of this game because you've thrown 103, 104 pitches. And I really like this move.
Oh, gives you the force out, gives you a chance for a double.
No,
play.
I know, but I meant just leaving him in too.
Oh, leaving him in.
Yeah. I mean, why? I wouldn't want to leave only because it's my game.
Got a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get Tejada out, and it's not always easy. And what it does, it gives you a chance to pitch, not throw, or confidence. So, I mean, there's had a chance to win. If you get out of this inning and then you go back on the bench and they put 3 on the board.
So Tejada will come up and try and spoil the strategy. Orioles have loaded him up. Torres at third and Patterson at second with walks, and the same for Markakis in the intentional pass. Tejada is struck out but hit by a pitch and grounded out in the ball game. The Orioles got their first grand slam of the season from Luke Scott that proved to be the game winner in the ball game last night. Miguel Tejada 1 for 3 with the bases loaded this year. And Tejada on the big cut, as he usually does on that first pitch. And an 0-1 count.
And I think Manny Acta is always saying, listen, this guy's been out here. He's had some success with Tejada. He is a ground ball pitcher. If we get the ground ball, we're probably going to turn a double play. Orioles, of course, are hoping that Tejada will get a base hit, get a ball with 1 out in the air, anything to add another run. That's the minimal.
Orioles second in ground ball double plays, as we showed you, to the Twins. Playing deep, Laporte in left field is way back. A big gap in left center, with the center fielder Sizemore swung a bit around to right. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 1 away. Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Trying to get to Masterson for that big hit. Swung on and missed on that pitch down and away.
Now, I'm not sure that if Masterson does get Tejada out that he faces Luke Scott, who's on deck. But I'll tell you what, his job is to try to get Tejada out, and that was about as good a slider as you can throw.
Boy, look at that. 1 for 12.
Yeah, well, that's
with runners in scoring position tonight.
And that's what Tejada is with runners at third with less than 2 outs.
1-2 delivery off the mound, base hit center field. As Torres scores, Patterson will score. A 2-out, 2 RBI base hit rather by Miguel Tejada, and the Orioles have a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, he finally makes a mistake with his slider, and Miguel Tejada makes him pay. Watch this slider hang in the middle of the plate. I mean, there's your fastball, 1-1. Good slider, bad slider. Ends up in the middle of the plate, rocket into center field. Great speed at first, second base, and third base. And here comes Patterson, easily scored.
So Tejada gets a big a couple of RBIs right there, big hit, and it will knock Justin Masterson out of the ball game. Tejada with 17 runs batted in now. Laffey will come out of the bullpen. Orioles still have a chance to score more here, only 1 away and 2 on. 0-3 or 0-4 if he takes the loss. There are the numbers, and he's responsible for the 2 base runners and Aaron Laffey out of the bullpen.
So Laffey, starter last year on the Major League roster for the first time this year, even though he's been a starting pitcher for him at some point in the season, the last 2 seasons. 16-round draft choice, and comes in, got almost 19 innings this year. So again, he's getting a lot of work. That's 7th, or actually 8th. And then how do you do with runners in scoring position? Only 2 of the 13 that he's inherited have scored. So those are glowing numbers.
Luke Scott will stand in with 2 on. Scott already has a 2-hit ball game and an RBI, 2 for 3, 2 singles that he's picked up in the game. Laffey will try and hold this lead at 4-1 while the Orioles will try and add to it. Laffey looking back at second. Markakis there. Tejada at first base, and a swinging strike on Luke Scott.
Yeah, Luke with a home run the other night off the lefty. The lefty starter Ryan Roland Smith of the Mariners got a fastball inside middle, and he was probably in the lineup because of Nolan Raimo being demoted down to AAA Norfolk.
Laffey's retired 80% of the leadoff batters coming out of the bullpen this year. 0-1 delivery. Scott again on the swing and a miss, and it goes to 0-2. Only 1 down here. Miguel Tejada's 2-out RBI with the bases loaded, making the intentional pass to Markakis. A backfire move for the Cleveland Indians. And now Scott trying to add more to it.
Yeah, very herky-jerky motion. So, and again, he'll throw across his body, means he'll step towards the left-handed hitter. And there's that big breaking ball, big slurve.
Larson a good stop to hold it. See, Laffey against the lefties and the righties, virtually no difference. 273 and 270. This bullpen, as we said, they've been very good for the Indians, especially of late. Last 6 games, an ERA of 1.42 against the pen. Opponents in those 6 games have hit .216 off them. 1-2, Laffey the high set, and Scott will foul the fastball away. Luke this season, 222 off lefties. Jim said the 2 home runs, 2 of the 6 off southpaws.
Yeah, struggled his first year with the Orioles last year. Again, 10 of his 25 against lefties, and the average in the 260 range. So he did a nice job.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Laffey a long time. Up the middle. Got a base hit. That'll bring Markakis around. Ball gets away in center from Sizemore. And going into second base is Scott. And the Orioles have a 5-1 lead. Luke Scott, an RBI and a 3-hit ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to do the limbo if you're Aaron Laffey. Watch this, pull it right back up the middle. Can't quite get it. And then again, a wet field. He just misses it. I don't think the wetness had anything to do with it. He slips after the ball goes by Grady Sizemore. And Nick Markakis with a very good jump to make it 5-1.
It'll be a single and an error charged on the center fielder Sizemore. There is an RBI. So Luke Scott, 2 RBIs in the game, 16 on the year. Infield drawn in, still only 1 away. And a strike on the outside corner. Wigginton. He extended his hit streak to 5 with a single in the 5th inning. He has struck out twice. It's the advantage of that infield in. 5 runs on 9 hits now for the Orioles. Jeremy Guthrie's over there ordering pies and cakes for everyone.
Well, one of our keys was keep them coming, talking about the 7 runs that he got there, the bullpen numbers. And, boy, you hang around. That's one of the keys to pitching. He's been very efficient with his stuff. Only the 1 run he's given up in the first. You hang around. You want to score runs. Behooves you.
0-2 delivery on the way. Wigginton will foul that away. 25,902, 25902 the announced attendance on the first fireworks night, and some fireworks on the field in this okay. 0-2 count. I don't know.
Well, you mean what they were trying to spell?
No. I don't think. Oh, is that Luke? Is that what it was? Here's the 0-2 delivery. Wigginton's got a base hit. That'll score Tejada. Scott the turn. He'll be held. Throw to the cutoff man. So Wigginton, a 2-hit ball game. He gets an RBI. And the Orioles go up 6-1.
Well, you talked about their bullpen, and as Manny Acta said, they got 3 guys that missed the bat. But when you get into the middle relief, here in the 6th inning, and there's your Expo, a little hanging breaking ball that stays up. Wigginton doesn't miss those.
No, Wigginton, yet another solid game. Ty gets his 22nd RBI. He's got a 2-hit game going. Still only 1 away. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Orioles. Matt Wieters 0 for 2 and a walk. So all 6 of the runs charged to the starter, Justin Masterson, in 5 1/3 innings. Gave up 5 walks, 1 intentional, and had 4 strikeouts. And Rafael Perez. The other thing you love to do against the opponent in the first game of a series, get deep into that bullpen. Work them the first game, and it may show up in the second or third when they need to use it. 2-0 count. Wieters turned around here, hitting .279 off lefties, .275 off righties. Runners at first and third, 2-0 delivery to him, and that misses, and the count goes to 3-0. Well, the Orioles taking advantage of the consecutive walks that started this inning to Izturis and Patterson, as both of them have scored, and the intentional pass given to Markakis, he has scored. 3-0 deliveries taken for a strike. Wieters was headed down to first. He'll come back.
Yeah, Matt looked at the lineup card today. It had him playing first and Ryan Hughes catching. And he kind of laughed. He said, I don't have to catch today.
I can do that.
Now, I don't want to tell you when we told Ryan Hughes that you're catching, what left-handed, by the way.
He had a bit of a different
Oh, yes, he did.
And then the card got changed.
Yes, it did.
3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. Wieters will take it, and the bases are loaded. And the Orioles have batted around here in the 6th inning.
Well, it's nice to get 4 walks, one of them intentional in an inning, and then take your chances in scoring some runs. And of course, Perez has been struggling. So I guess if you're Manny Acta, you're now
almost at a point where someone takes one for the club, bullpen-wise.
Yeah, well, I mean, the numbers, of course, you look at the batting averages of Rafael Perez. I mean, the total is .417. So Laffey, even though it looks like he doesn't have great command tonight, he's been better up to this point.
Ryan Hughes, second chance with the bases loaded this year. He's 1 for 1. Still only 1 away. And Hughes will take the pitch for a strike. Hughes has an 0 for 3. Did reach on an error. And the Orioles had a lot of chances with runners in scoring position and continue to do so, getting the hits and taking advantage of them here in this 6th inning. The 0-1 to Hughes, way outside, gloved by Marson. Now 4 for 15. Most of that coming in this inning. Tejada, bases loaded, single. Scott, RBI, single. Wigginton, RBI, single. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Hughes on the big cut, and he goes to 1-2. Orioles last season won only 2 of the 7 against this Indians ball club. Kicking off the first of the season series this year, and the Orioles looking for another one of those series wins here against the Indians. 1-2 delivery, and that is a called strike.
Yeah, perfect pitch right there. I mean, he just froze in 93, a little extra. Well, it's about making quality pitches, and it doesn't get any better than this one.
Now there are 2 down, and Izturis. Izturis with the bases loaded. As Torres 267 batting right-handed, 180 left-handed. So twice as many at bats on that other side of the plate as you would expect. Laffey with 2 down. Sacks remain loaded off the end of the bat foul. Jeremy Guthrie has been staked to a 6-1 lead in this ball game. He's given up only the 1 hit in the first inning when Cleveland got their run, and he's retired 16 in a row as he watches the offense provide some runs for him.
Yeah, so you need to get out there and try to get in a couple of extra throws if you can somewhere.
0-1 delivery on the way as Torres will pop that one up first base. Brandon has got it. But a big inning for the Orioles as they get 4 to add up. 6th inning, 2 RBI base hit with the bases loaded. And the Orioles extend the lead 6-1.
Look at our Geico game highlights. Jeremy Guthrie trying to win for the 2nd time this year. And 5 strikeouts. Only the walk in the first inning. Faced 6 batters. Got the big strikeout of Russell Branyan. And then got into the 6th inning. Again, look at that right there. I had actually one more strikeout, but I'll trust our trustee. But what I like is that 79 pitches through 6 innings. Very efficient, very effective tonight.
Jeremy Guthrie's longest outing, 7 innings. 2nd start against Tampa Bay, and the start against the Yankees on the 3rd. And going for his 2nd win of the season. We go to the top of the 7th inning. After Peralta and Branyan due up, Travis Hafner hit by a pitch and is grounded out. 1 hit, a Peralta single. It came back in the 1st inning off Guthrie. And that's going to miss down low, and a 2-0 count on Travis Hafner.
Yeah, Hafner very disciplined, even though the injury hadn't been the power guy. He makes you throw the ball over.
Guthrie with a 2-0 came in on him, and Hafner was swinging away and fouls it back. And Guthrie gets the strike on him. 2-1 strike count. This Cleveland team came in hitting .270 as a team against right-handers, and that is the 3rd highest batting average in the league against right-handed pitchers for a ball club. Guthrie's managed a lineup that's hit pretty well against right-handers. Gets it in. 2-2 strike count on Hafner.
Well, that'll confuse you, as a hitter, when you think you're getting a fastball because Guthrie's got a 6-1 lead and he throws him a slider.
That's going to be golfed into right for a base hit. So Hafner is on, breaking the 16 in a row retired by Guthrie. 2nd hit for Cleveland. Vote for your favorite O's for the 2010 All-Star Game at Orioles.com, and you could win the Vote Orioles VIP Experience All-Star Sweepstakes. 1 lucky winner, 4 tickets to an upcoming game, parking, on-field access to watch batting practice, meet and greet O's All-Stars, and you get a personalized All-Star Game batting practice jersey. Orioles.com/All-Star, where you'll find all the details. Runner on at first, nobody out. Peralta, the other single. RBI came in the first, 1 for 2. That's going to be popped up, shallow center. Jones coming, Markakis coming. Jones wants it. And one away. Adam, the long run in to haul that rainmaker down. That'll bring up Russell Branyan. He's gone 0 for 2 with a strikeout and has grounded out. Game 2 right back here tomorrow night. It'll be Brian Mattis, who's 2 and 3, against Mitch Talbert, who is 4 and 2. 7 o'clock game time. 6:30 for O's Extra on Masson. And a Sunday afternoon game at 1:30. David Hernandez against Jake Westbrook. 0-1 count on Branyan. Hughes playing behind the runner. Hafner at first base with a lefty up. And it'll miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Comes inside.
Yeah, almost got him.
2-1. Talked about Guthrie's had some kind of pitching backwards. I mean, generally you talk about pitching backwards, you throw fastballs and non-fastball counts, etc. But he has a better mark against hitters when he's behind the count than he does when he's ahead. That one is going to be fouled off. Jeremy Guthrie, if he falls behind 1-0 in the count, the batting average is 182. It is the 6th lowest average for any pitcher in the American League after a 1-0 count. It generally doesn't hold up. And the irony of that is, of course, when he gets ahead, it jumps up to 250.
Well, the key to him is just, do I make quality pitches? And everybody I talked to, I mean, last year, at least I would hope it was an aberrational year where he led the league in home runs thrown, and it was 10 and 17. It wasn't a good club he was pitching for. The bullpen was in disarray. But all the hitters say you eventually get a ball in the middle of the plate.
Chase that one up high.
And again, I mean, this is the perfect type of game to pitch because you can get away with a pitch like that. I mean, that's the way he struck him out. He shook his head. But this is just a high changeup. And Brandon, who has been red hot with 3 home runs this week, he just chases it. But again, at the end of the day, it's usually not about stuff. It's about location with Jeremy. And when that's why I don't think it really matters. You know, he doesn't take anything off his pitches, whether he's ahead or behind. He makes good pitches. He gets them out. If he doesn't,
locate.
Yep. Like
here's
real estate.
Matt Laporta. Hafner still on at first base, had the single. Now there are 2 down, though. Laporta hitting at only .213. He's had an 0 for 2 in this ball game. Laporta with that .412 average here in this ballpark and 1 home run, but he's not been able to get one tonight. A hit or anything else off Guthrie. There you see the high of 116. That one is a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 in Laporta.
Yeah, Matt Laporta said, what did I do? Almost take one in the chin, and every good slider seems like it's thrown to him.
Guthrie had retired 16 in a row. Hafner got the strikeout, and he's retired, the single rather, then he's retired the next 2. Hafner off first, the 0-2 delivery. And that'll be outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Red Sox beat the Tigers 7-2 tonight. The Red Sox are just above the Orioles. They are now going to move about, the Orioles can win this, stay 5.5 ahead of the O's. 1-2 delivery on the way. That's outside. Wieters will block it. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Playing a football game in Toronto. 16-10. Toronto in the 8th inning.
Over the Rangers. The Rangers hit 5 home runs in a game earlier this week.
Timeout taken at the plate. Wieters wanted it. Vladimir Guerrero has proven to be a real shot in the arm for Texas as he hot. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Laporta will pop it up off the end of the bat to right field. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly.
A few weeks away from the anniversary of his major league debut, so where does he stand amongst other AL catchers? Take a look at the numbers. Pretty good numbers as far as on-base percentage, where he is 4th. Multi-hit games, he has 10. That's 1st in the league. Orioles probably want to see his batting average come up, and also runners in scoring position, a bit of a bugaboo for him. But Dave Tremblay did compliment Matt Wieters today and said the one area he has dramatically improved in from his rookie year is his timing of visits to the mound. He said he was right on time for Bergeson the other night, and then last night with Alfredo Simon, that visit was right on time. And he said he's really matured in that area, and that's what Dave likes to see, Gary.
And that chart heading up for Matt Wieters is almost guaranteed to be there, both behind the plate and at it. Orioles are going to see the 3rd Cleveland pitcher. This is Rafael Perez. He'll come on with some high numbers.
Yeah, 3rd year with Cleveland. Last year struggled. 4-3 in 54 games, many more hits than innings pitched. This year you can see the same story. You go all the way back in 2008, he was very good, but it seems like pretty good arm, not a whole lot of command. Usually has a big breaking ball and throws hard.
Laffey worked 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1. Masterson, 6 runs, 8 hits over 5 1/3. One more warm-up toss here. Orioles sent 10 to the plate in the 6th inning, getting 4 runs on 3 hits, extending that lead to 6-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Corey Patterson will have a shot at a 4-hit ball game. He's been perfect at the plate and in the field. He's gone 3 for 3 with a walk. He has scored 2 runs. Rob Chu of a home run back in the 3rd inning. And now we'll face the left-hander Perez. Kerry Wood back to be the closer for this ball club. Perez is trying to work himself into that setup role. But as we showed you, the numbers have not been good for him.
Yeah, and then they had the other Perez, Chris Perez, who's a right-hander who throws like 97.
Yep.
So they have 3 guys, and then Tony Sipp is their guy at the back end of the bullpen. Manny Acta said, I'm just going to kind of try to match up. I have 3 guys, again, that are very effective, that all pitch well.
Rafael Perez, opponent batting average, 357 lefties, 455 right-handers. Fouls that one off, and the count goes to 2 strikes. Orioles, if they can win it, it'll be 3 in a row and start out with a chance to win another series. They've won 2 series on the season. That's the emphasis that Dave Tremblay has placed on the ball club. They've won 2, lost 8, and tied 1. They're going to try and get back to that 500 mark. That's how you do it. 0-2 delivery to Patterson, and that swung on and missed. So Perez starts with a strikeout. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates for tonight. Jeremy Guthrie looking for the win. He's been dominant on the mound. Patterson with a 3-hit ball game. And Luke Scott, another strong night. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Text in your vote, ABC, A, B, or C, 51862. 1 away. We had an hour and 7-minute rain delay before this one got underway. Guthrie came on and has dominated the Orioles with a lot of base runners tonight and scoring 6 runs on 10 hits. Adam Jones, RBI triple, 1 for 3, and he's been hit by a pitch.
Well, Jonesy doesn't like to see lefties. 5 for 37. Quite well against right-handers, much more comfortable. Probably moved up into the mid-270s against righties.
That one is lifted into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. So Jones has a 2-hit ball game, and the Orioles have their 11th hit of the night. The Orioles putting up some numbers here against this Cleveland ball club.
And if they would win tonight, they'll have won 10 out of the last 18 games.
These are the ones you got to win. Hey, the Orioles have struggled against the East, 6-15 against Eastern Division opponents, 5-9 outside the division. And Cleveland's a struggling ball club. Kansas City's a struggling ball club. That'll be taken inside, and a 1-0 count. Markakis walked intentionally in the 6th inning, but it backfired when Tejada delivered a 2 RBI single, and later in the inning Markakis would come around to score. 0 for 3 officially at the plate. Ball hit on the ground 3 times. 1-0 delivery. That's a foul ball. Yankees have beaten the Twins 8-4 in their ball game tonight, playing at the stadium. A-Rod had a big night. Seattle got a victory over Tampa Bay. In Tampa Bay, 4-3. So the Yankees are now only a game behind the Rays.
Guess who came back? Mr. Gutierrez. Homer, 2-run shot. I mean, way up in the stands early in the game. First inning off Wade Davis.
Orioles fortunate that he was not able to play. Get a good player like that out of the lineup for the entire series against the Orioles. 1-1 delivery. Markakis gets a base hit. So the Knicks got a 4-game hit streak. Runners on at first and second. Miguel Tejada, and he has our 4th drive of the game.
Well, really the turning point of this game is Paniagua leaves him in. He takes a slider after he swung through a good one. Drives in 2 runs, and the game turns around. And huge base hit by Miguel Tejada.
Our 4th drive of the game. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one.
And it certainly wasn't disrespect. It was just trying to have a guy that's tough against right-handers. After he got in a little bit of trouble, load the bases up and hope to get out of it with 1 pitch, and that just didn't happen. Miguel made him pay for it.
1 down, first and second, and the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. But Tejada gets another RBI chance here. The Orioles now with 12 hits in the ball game. Tejada also has been hit by a pitch, struck out and grounded out. Left-hander Rafael Perez, 1-0 delivery, and a sliced foul. The Orioles have left 12. The good news is they had even more than that on base as they pushed across 6. So Dave Tremblay's team offensively really has had a night. Guthrie has shut Cleveland down in just 2 hits. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Tejada. Now at 282 on the year, 17 RBIs.
And he's doing a number on lefties, 11 for 32.
And that's another one. Base hit center field. Jones a big jump. He'll come around to score. Another RBI Tejada, 3 in the ball game, and a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, he can rake lefties. You got Markakis who hits lefties. He got on, and then right here, fastball in the middle of the plate. Perez tries to flag it down. You can see Sizemore again having that elbow surgery last year. Maybe not throwing quite as well. I don't think he would have had a chance anyway. Tremendous speed in Adam Jones.
The Orioles just keep piling it on here in this one. Here's Luke Scott. He's looking for a 4-hit ball game. 3 singles and 2 RBIs for Luke. Bullpen is not active. Rafael Perez is going to eat one for the ball club here if he can't get some outs. 7 runs, 13 hits for the Orioles. Scott with a big cut.
Yeah, Luke got a clutch hit after Tejada's hit. Aaron Laffey came in and he had a fastball right back over his head into center field for another run.
This is Luke's 4th multi-hit game. He has not had a 4-hit ball game yet this season. Because he does have that big RBI game when he hit the grand slam last night to win it. And that one will be taken down low. A 1-ball, 1-strike count from Perez. The Indians, in losing the 97 games last year, really struggled on the road. They ended up with only 30 wins on the road and 51 losses. And this season started out that way again. They're 7-11 coming in. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runners off first and second base. Scott waiting. Ouch. Marson got that one.
Ow.
Ow.
Yep.
Well put.
More than ow. Right on the toe. You can see that little protector and it slid off to the right and right on the edge of the shoe. Well, speaking of catchers, and I think we were 2 days late, Yogi Berra turned 85 on the 12th of this month, so we certainly want to wish the Yod a happy birthday. Marvelous guy.
85 years young. His own museum in New Jersey going strong.
I went up there. I was on with Clemens and Whitey Ford and Yogi. Bob Gibson was supposed to be on, but suffered back spasms, so couldn't make it.
He has great seminars there in baseball. 1-ball, 2-strike count. And that'll be outside. 2-2 on Luke Scott.
Well, yeah, 3 MVPs. Played, I think, on 10 World Championship teams.
Made up with the boss. Comes to the stadium a lot now. Watches games. Sits in Steinbrenner suite. And a beloved Yankee if there ever was one. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Perez's delivery is swung on and fouled again by Scott. It'll stay at 2-2.
I still want. I mean, one of my fond stories is I'm walking through Cooperstown with Carmen, his wife, and Yogi, and Susan, who is now my wife, and she looks at Yogi and she said, "So you got into the Hall of Fame for managing?" And I really wanted to leave.
Yep.
You know, she's from College Station, Texas, football player, and I get no. Actually, he was 3-time MVP. Played on, 5 consecutive World Championships team, 10 collectively, 358 lifetime home runs, 1 to left, all the rest pulled.
Yogi probably said, well, yes, I was a great manager. 2-2 delivery at the second base. There's Juan Valbuena, the relay over, and gets the out. Orioles, though, will add a run on 3 hits. They leave 1 on as the Orioles 7 runs, 13 hits. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Celebrate the world we share. Here at Camden Yards tonight, the Orioles offense alive and kicking. Looks like Boog autographed that one. Orioles have the 7-1 lead. And Jeremy Guthrie throwing a 2-hitter with only 1 run that came in the first inning. Jeremy's low complete game in his career is a 4-hit ball game against Seattle, which is his last 9-inning game, which came in August of 2008. And he's had a very efficient performance so far in this one with a walk and 5 strikeouts. Will Oman in the bullpen. Valbuena, the number 8 hitter. Valbuena's flied out, grounded out. Marson and then Cabrera will be due up.
Yeah, Valbuena, I mean, he had a pretty good year for him last year. 250, he had 10 home runs, pretty quick bat.
He's hit only 155 so far, and Mike Grudzielanek has had a real good bat, the veteran. So Grudzielanek has gotten some playing time, more than expected, out at second base. Grudzielanek hitting 290.
Well, you know, he took all last year off. I ran into him, and when he was with the Cardinals, he used to come down and play golf. And of course, I was in Jupiter, Florida, and said, and he's really feel good, and he's 39.
And a strike called.
So you know, it's that fine line that Manny Acta, who's managing the club, said we want to develop players, but we also want to try to win some games. And you know, it's fine if you want to play, produce. I mean, everybody's talked about that.
That to left field. Patterson is there, and he's got it. Valbuena's retired. One away here in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Guthrie gets an out here. 1 down. Marston up 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied to right field. He's sitting at 192. Strike called.
And Lou said we didn't get that pitch all night. Probably one of the few low pitches that Jerry Meals has called all night long.
That's going to miss inside. Bullpen up. Ambrose.
That's Rule 5 guy that the Cleveland got.
Ooh. Hit him on the hand, and I think part of the bat, hopefully, because that was headed right in the wrist area, but the way it went away, it looked like it caught part of the bat as well.
Yeah, unable to get the shoulder up, and we'll see, he tries to. And here's your H.H. Craig Exwell. Yeah, made a clip the front shoulder, then the top of that hand. But he turned the shoulder like you're supposed to. Try to get your wrist and hands out of the way.
Second,
to do it.
Second hit batter of the ball game. Travis Habner earlier. So a runner on with 1 away. And top of the order, Cabrera. Cabrera's got an 0 for 3. He's had 3 ground balls hit to second base in this game. All handled easily by Ty Wigginton. 0-1 delivery to him. That's going to be inside. And a 1-ball, 1 strikeout. For the first time, Guthrie showing maybe a little bit tired.
Yeah, it's a time where, and again, if you don't really get to pitch in the late innings, it's where you really have to stay over the rubber, get your arm up, try to, you know, get your arm out in front of you.
Does that time. Patterson and Jones. Jones over. Those two are going to have to make sure they communicate out there, because both of them have such great speed and cover so much ground that they're going to have to make sure they talk, because there'll be a lot of those fly balls where both of them will be close.
Taller guy gets it. That's all. Right here. I got it. I got it. I got it. Let's see. Right there. He gets out of the way because Jonesy. It's hard to say I have it when you're blowing a bubble, but apparently he got it done.
Dave Tremblay on his way out. He's got Owen in the bullpen. Guthrie, you can tell, would like to stay. They're going to talk about it. One thing he doesn't want to do is leave him in a ball game to the point of where he might affect his next start, but he's convinced it's all right.
Well, again, we showed you that pitch count, his highest total this year, 116. Weaver would say, you really want me to leave you in? We'll get him out then. I think Dave just goes, you know what? You want to try to get him out? Okay.
Here is Sizemore, for whom Will Oman would have come in to pitch against if you're going to make a move. Sizemore 0 for 3, robbed of a home run in the 3rd inning. Oman's in the bullpen, ready to come in, and Oman's going, yeah, leave him in there.
Well, he knows there's a lefty on deck in case he doesn't get him out.
He's got plenty of lefties. So
right.
No matter how you cut it, he's got a shot. 1-0 delivery, and that's going to miss inside. 2-0 on Sizemore. Runner at first base. The Orioles have the 7-1 lead. We're in the 8th inning. Delivery, and he puts that one in there for a strike.
And you could see, again, we talked about how great he Sizemore, again, the elbow injury and whatever, but he's only 5 for 47, hitting a little over 100, so you know why Tremblay came out. He just got talked out of it. And it's easier to do that in a 7-1 game.
2-1 delivery, hard to first. Take it to the bag. Guthrie. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. Guthrie getting a great hand as he comes off here. 7-1 lead. Second game of this series, Brian Mattis on the mound against Mitch Talbot. Our coverage on MASN HD begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by your local Ford dealer, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, Mitch Talbot apparently got a scattering report. Real good arm. We know how good Brian Mattis is. Had one of his less effective outings in Minnesota, but again, after some real tough games for the Yankees and the Red Sox, so anxious to see him get back on track. So a good pitching matchup.
Orioles looking to get the victory. Jeremy Guthrie out of there, stayed in, pitched through the 8th, got a chance to get his second win of the season and go 2-0 against his former franchise, the Indians. We'll get a new pitcher here, 25-year-old right-hander. Hector Ambrose will come out of the bullpen for Rafael Perez.
Yeah, out of Orange, California. He was Rule 5, which means he's on the AAA roster. He's on the 40-man roster. They pick him. You have to keep him all year long, or at least offer him back, and you get him for $50,000. So a kid that was a starting pitcher in the minor leagues. Tendonitis early on, came back and was activated, about 14 days ago. In early April. So again, a starting pitcher last year, and see what kind of stuff he has.
Ambrose, pro ball. This is year number 5 for him. 28-35 in the minors. As a starter, 4.41 ERA in the minor leagues. And here's Ty Wigginton. First ball hitting to the gap. He's going to get himself another base hit. Over to get it is Chu. Wigginton will head into second base. He's got a double, and Ty Wigginton gets his 3rd hit of the ball game as he's had 2 singles and a double. Boy, the Orioles offense tonight, no mercy. virtually up and down the lineup, Jim. They've put it on him.
Yeah, they've had some great quality at bats. I guess the perfect example is Wigginton. He strikes out his first time. It looks like maybe he's not going to get a hit. He's now 3 for 3. But the big hit, they pitch around Markakis, as they should, load him up. They got a tough right-hander in Masterson. Tejada comes up, and then they've added runs ever since then. So a lot of clutch hitting tonight. And of course, when they win, what are they hitting? Close to 360 with runners in scoring position. And when they lose, it's way under 200. So again, one of those nights tonight where they've gotten the big hit.
Double for Wigginton, who's on, and Wieters up. He's looking for a hit. He's had a couple of walks. He has grounded out and popped out. Tonight, Corey Patterson has continued to have his influence on this lineup as he's delivered a 3-hit ball game and 4 times on base with 2 runs scored in the game. Wieters, the 0-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be a strike. Orioles now have 14 hits in the ball game. And Wieters wants to become part of that. Wieters has not had a hit. Hughes without one. And is Torres, the bottom 3 in the order. However, they have contributed with Wieters the 2 walks. Hughes has reached on an error, and his Torres has drawn a couple of walks and scored a run. 0-2 delivery. That'll go to short. Cabrera up, makes the play and gets the out one away, but he does move the runner over. And not to be lost, of course, in the offensive display we've seen is the performance of Jeremy Guthrie.
Well, he's been magnificent. And, Matt Wieters, he doesn't get a hit tonight, but Jeff Datz, who's the bench coach but also a catching instructor, has done a wonderful job. I mean, just the way he moves. And if you go back to the first inning, it looked like Guthrie may not get out of the first inning. Got a big strikeout on a changeup that wasn't a perfect pitch, but Russell Branyan really swung through it. Retired the next 16, I guess, until they got another hit. So he was pretty special tonight. He gave them a chance to win, and they gave him a chance to win because for the second consecutive game, he's going to get at least 7 runs. And that's a pretty good formula for Jeremy Guthrie if he's pitching like he has or can.
And certainly Corey Patterson's defensive play that robbed Chu of a home run in the 3rd inning mattered because it was a 0-0 ball game at that point. They're going to play the infield in here even though the score is 7-1. Runner at 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Ryan Hughes. They just don't want to surrender another, and Maniacta wants to play out these situations.
Well, I think it's important. You have a young pitcher. He's going to have to sometimes come in these situations. You're not going to give him a run, even if it's the eighth run.
That's going to be taken, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Hughes now at just 217 on the season as he tries to find some hits in those bats. Get the numbers going again. Wigginton on at 3rd base after starting it out with a 2-bagger. And that one gets away. That's just a wild pitch and a swinging strike. And the run will score. So Wigginton crosses. It is an 8-1 ball game.
Well, you get the big over 12-6. Watch this curveball go straight down, but it goes down so much. And Marson, he can't catch it. And there comes Ty Wigginton to make it 8-1.
Went up into the screen, so it was an automatic 1 base. And Wigginton's in. A 2 ball, 2 strike count on Hughes with 1 down. And swung out a miss. So a strikeout and 2 down here in the 8th inning. And a tough night for Hughes. He's had an 0 for 5 with 2 Ks.
Yep. The one thing about Amber is the scouting report had 94 to 96, and that was just some gas. Of course, Wigginton, he got a fastball and was in the middle of the plate, and he hit it up the gap for a double.
2 down here is Torres. Off-speed pitch up high. He's walked and scored. And another walk has popped out and grounded out. He is looking to get out of an 0 for 9 that he's in right now for the Orioles shortstop. There are 2 down. And he'll take that to second base. Valbuena's there, makes the play and gets the out. The Orioles, though, will get 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. 3 outs away from picking up the win as we go to the 9th. On Massett is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And so have the Orioles been on here tonight at Camden Yards. 8 runs on 14 hits in game 1 of this series. Jeremy Guthrie will watch as he gives up just the 1 run on 2 hits in 8 innings. With that walk and a strikeout total of 5. He could pick up his 2nd win. Ullman on to finish.
Yeah, he's pitched very well for the Orioles. Did come in the other night against the Mariners. One batter. That was a fastball in the middle of the plate to Casey Kochman. He doubled, and then the Orioles went to the bullpen. So they win that ball game. And, you know, this is a matchup situation. You do have an 8-1 lead. I suppose you had some other options. Get guys some work, like Albers. Hasn't pitched since the 8th of the month. But again, you know, the one thing about this lineup, when you have Sizemore, Chu, Hafner, Peralta, and then Branyan, you know, you might pinch hit for a couple of those guys. Pretty good matchup, lefty versus lefty.
So Will Ullman goes to work here. Sin-Soo Choo will take the pitch. He drew a walk in the 1st inning and scored the lone run. Robbed of a home run in the 3rd by Corey Patterson and flied out to center. Jeremy Guthrie at one point in the ball game had retired 16 in a row. And then a leadoff single in the 7th inning by Hafner ended that. And with Guthrie only 4 left on base in the ball game against him, and only 1 of those in scoring position.
And Chu doesn't really matter. He's over 300 to both righties and lefties. He's their version of Nick Markakis.
And bats in that number 3 spot. 2-1 strike count for a moment. Orioles with a chance to have a 3-game win streak going into the game tomorrow night. Down to first base. Hello. Hughes with a backhand puts it away.
Well, if you have good hands, and it looks like Ryan Hughes over the course of the last couple of weeks has shown us that, you either take a step back or 2 and play the top spin, or you come in and short hop it. And he short hopped it, and
he plays them very confidently.
Yeah,
he really does. I mean that earnestly. He's not afraid to go after balls like that and make those plays because he can and believes that. That'll bring up Travis Hafner. Hafner against the lefties, only 179 on the year. 1 down, 9th inning. Orioles up. Pitch is in there for a strike. Orioles can go 7-9 at home with a victory here. Guthrie, the winner, would be 2-4. Masterson would take the loss. He would be 0-4. And Guthrie would have his 2nd win against the Indians to go 2-0. That's going to miss to Hafner, and a 1-1 strike count. Orioles getting the big lift and the come from behind win last night. And that has carried over tonight as they won it 6-5 with the 8 hits in the ball game and the grand slam by Scott.
Well, they're doing all the things. It appears if Will Ullman can get out of this inning, they're going to win 3 in a row. But the last 3 games, they pitched real well. They played defense real well. They've gotten the big hit. They've done everything.
And that is taken for a strike. Let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game so far. Guthrie Patterson locked in the duel. You can still text in your vote. A, B, or C, 51862 with the results coming up on the O's Extra post-game show. Luke Scott with a 3-hit ball game, 2 RBIs. And that will be taken up high off speed delivery. And the count goes 3-2 on Hafner.
Yeah, Will Ullman's going to find out in a hurry that this guy just doesn't swing at anything. It's such an aggressive guy that's supposed to be a power hitter.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Outfield deep on him. Hafner will drill it into right field for a base hit. So Travis Hafner, a 2-hit ball game. Comes with 1 away here in the 9th inning. And the Indians get just their 3rd hit of the game. That'll bring up the RBI man tonight, Johnny Peralta. Peralta got the RBI in the 1st inning with a single. He's got a 4-game hit streak now and hitting .231. Peralta, another player who's enjoyed games at Camden Yards. He's a .314 career hitter here with 3 home runs.
I used to be able to plug him in for about 23 to 25 home runs just about every year.
Third baseman will take that for a strike.
And that's when he played shortstop, and then Cabrera came over. He moved over to third base.
Not holding the runner at first. 0-1 delivery. And Ullman will miss inside with it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right back here tomorrow night for game 2. Brian Mattis 2-3. Mitch Talbot 4-2. The starters. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And Sunday afternoon, David Hernandez and Jake Westbrook. A 1:35 ball game. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike. And Ullman gets ahead on the count here, 1-2. Travis Hafner off first base. And an off-speed delivery is swung on and missed. Ullman gets the strikeout, 2 down.
Yeah, nice off-speed pitch. Took a little bit off the slider, got him out in front. And again, swings right over it. Darts in the middle of the plate, darts down and in.
Ullman picking up the 10th strikeout that he has had in the 12 1/3 innings pitch. 2 down, fans up. Brandon 0 for 3 in the ball game. 9th inning with 2 outs, and the pitch away for a ball. Brandon has struck out twice and grounded out. Seen the average go down to 255 on the night. Power hitter. Orioles play deep all around. 1-0 delivery to him. Brandon will take that for a strike.
And all his home runs against right-handed pitching, and all his home runs came on Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, trying to recover from the back problems that he suffered early in the year.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. And just missed outside with it. Ullman goes 2-1 on Brandon. The Orioles, it'll be their 12th win. And for the Indians, their 20th loss. Two ball, 1 strikeout. No play on that. 2-2.
No, that was your fastball to hit. Now it'll probably be the slider.
Oriole fans on the feet. 25,900 plus. Ullman with a 2-2 delivery. That one hit deep and curving foul. Had the distance, but not the direction. And Hafner will head back to first base. The old man, 1 more out. Wrap this game up for the Orioles. He has not surrendered a home run this year. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and miss. And this one's in the book for the O's as they come away with a game 1 win in the series, 8-1, out hitting the Indians 14-3. And there's your winning pitcher, Jeremy Guthrie. Masterson takes the loss, and the Orioles put it away.